Wednesday, Robert De Niro,
I got some bad ideas in my head. I didn't.
Sybil Shepherd,
He's a prophet and a pusher. It's partly truth, partly fiction.
Jodie Foster,
What makes you so high and mighty? Will you tell me that?
Taxi Driver, Wednesday night at 8 on Fox Channel 5, New York.
There's a delicious relationship between these two McDonald's favorites. One's up with the sun, the other's up about noon. One's made with grade A eggs, melted cheese, pure pork sausage or bacon. The other's made with only the best cuts of chicken cooked golden brown and pure vegetable shortening. One's the start of a new day, fresh baked biscuit and McMuffin with egg sandwiches. The other's the original McDonald's Chicken McNuggets. It's a quality relationship, pure and simple. Good food that tastes great.
Cats, the #1 family musical in America. Cats, the world's most thrilling theatrical event. Cats, the magic, the mystery, the memory. The memory will live forever. Cats, the 7-time Tony Award winner, the once-in-a-lifetime experience, the most exciting family musical in the word. Cats at the Winter Garden Theater. Call Telecharge 212-239-6200.
This is CBS.
Look at me, I'm a debutante with an attitude you gotta see. 'Cause sometimes I act debonair, a sophisticated kind of man. At parties, I'm a diplomat who says you can't have them all. I'm anyone I want 'cause I've been deputized. Believe me, it's a ball. Alcohol-free gel, mousse and glaze, plus sculpt and hold hairspray. To get in style, you gotta get deputized.
Those lonely pound puppies really need to be rescued. Pound puppy, I'm so glad to find you. Put that lonely puppy down behind you. You need a name. I'll call you Freckle.
Lots of pound puppies need your love.
Ask for me, Petey.
And when they're this lonely and this lovable, one more is always welcome.
Come sharing all our cuddling, caring puppy love.
Pound puppies. Each sold separately. From Tonka.
Hug me, Mommy. I'd like to be picked up. I love you, baby talk. Can I see? Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Feed me. Feed me more. You were hungry. I'm sleepy. Can I hold her? Baby talk. Night, night.
Baby talk.
I love you.
Pick her up now before she's gone from Galoob.
Discovered Savage's new headquarters.
It's cut now. Rambo's sure to show up. There he is. Open fire.
Yeah, I'm coming in. Get rid of her. Yeah, the cat's escaping. She's getting away. Blast them. Pay him back, cat. Nice shot.
Get Rambo's assault vehicle, Savage headquarters and figures, each sold separately.
It's the great family game. Everyone loves to play. When you push the cat's paw, the marbles roll around. Match up the colors till the cat's all done. Now get the black one. That's how you win. Excitement, fun, and skill in the great family game everyone loves. Cat's Eye game toy with everything shown here. You can put it together from Shopper.
Surf's up. You two coming in? They'll just wipe out.
Oh, Tony.
We'll do fine. After this complete breakfast, including my vitamin pack Frosted Flakes, they bring out the tiger in you.
We'll try to stay up, okay?
Frosted Flakes, okay? They're good.
Show 'em you're a tiger. Show 'em what you can do.
Go, tiger!
The taste of Tony's Frosted Flakes.
Look at him go.
Brings out the tiger in you.
And you.
White Castle. That White Castle, we just can't wait. We've got to have it. That great White Castle tastes cheeseburgers, fresh and delicious. Price to give you more room. That White Castle variety. Rise and shake. Prices you can live with. The taste you can't live without.
You are controlling the fastest train in the world, the most revolutionary machine on tracks, the incredible turbo train. So fast, it travels in scale beyond the speed of sound. So powerful, it can do what no other train can do. Race up a wall, defying gravity. As it streaks along the rails at super speed, you turn off the lights, and you're in night glow, streamlining the darkness. Take control of the fastest train in the world, the electric turbo train. New from Tyco, of course.
The Halloween Hall of Fame will continue after these messages.
Welcome to the juicy new world of good vibrations.
I'm drinking a new sensation, a juicy sun-kissed orange creation. The bubbly orange vision, a juicy sun-kissed taste dimension.
Sun-kissed plus 10% real fruit juices, now in regular and diet.
Good vibration. It's new Kool-Aid coolers with 20% juice. You can chill it, spill it, splash it, cooler. Sing it, flip it, flash it, cooler. Icy fruity, super juicy. Kool-Aid coolers make it cooler. Rock it, roll it, rack it, cooler. Snack it, six-pack it, attack it, cooler. Icy fruity, super juicy with 20% juice. Kool-Aid coolers make it cooler.
It's so great to finally work with you. We redheads do have to stick together. Tell me, are you a natural redhead?
Absolutely. How about you?
Of course.
It's a colorful evening when Audrey Meadows guest stars on Life with Lucy. Tomorrow.
Think of this as a canvas. What you bring to it is up to your imagination. That's why we've created a unique addition to your palette. New select stuffings from Stovetop. Julienne carrots and blanched almonds bring color and contrast. Wild rice and mushrooms add new tastes and textures. 4 select flavors provide flair, variety, and exquisite taste that's sure to please these palates. New Stovetop Select Stuffings. Select the gold.
Are you ready to fight? Then step into the ring and take on Sting. There's me and my rival, Ric Flair, the Steiner brothers. And there's the total package Lex Luger.
He's gonna finish him off with the body slam.
The WCW wrestlers each sold separately.
Sweet secrets. Out to eat, your purse looks neat. Need for 6.
Are you playing tricks? I only see 3.
We got company. Sweet secrets. Cuddly pop. A doll. A bear. How you carry anywhere.
Your pals are cute.
And cuddly.
Well, girls, you sure fooled me.
Sweet secrets. Always something new. Hiding inside for you. Sweet secrets purse pals. Sold separately from Galoob.
It is the future, designed to do what no vehicle has ever done before.
XV Racer. It can do side wheelies. It's quick as a flash. Front and back spins. The XV Challenger set comes with 2 cars and 1 Ram. XV Racers also sold separately. Some cars not for use with some sets. XV Racer. Everything about it is amazing.
Wow!
Except who made it.
Spotted Savage's hidden fortress.
Meet Rambo in his Skyfire assault helicopter. Open fire!
Missiles away.
This message for you, Warhawk. Wow! Rambo's a one-man army. Get help. I'll get you. You're hooked, Havoc. Here's your friend, Warhawk.
Rambo's Skyfire helicopter with spotlight and winch. Figures and helicopters sold separately.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back for some of you. I was going to do this at noon, but an update in the Athena Brownfield case came up, and I felt very strongly, as I still do, that takes precedence. But I'm glad that everyone is here. Let's try to lighten the mood a little bit, have a little fun. It's been an eventful weekend for old Strangler bullshit Betty. She has shown her ass nonstop. She just went on a panel tour and just showed her ass just nonstop. And yes, Cheesy Wheezy. Actually, I'm about to play a Cheesy Wheezy video right now just to give a little extra insight on Betty before we get into some of this stuff. Blessed are the clip channels. I was really enjoying those particular commercials. The Rambo commercial, man, that really took me back. Which is just right there proof. I mean, these rated R movies, man, like back in the 80s, they were designed for kids. I don't care what you say. They were designed for kids. Like the whole Rambo thing, the first movie, First Blood, was not, but once marketing starts to take place, you know, they do studies, they do what do you call, I guess, I don't know what you call those, but I guess surveys, more or less, to see who's most interested in their demographic and what demographic to target their marketing towards. Sorry, but you're not going to make Rambo toys and a cartoon unless kids are watching Rambo movies. Market research, thank you. You're not going to do that unless kids are watching Rambo movies. It's not the only thing they ever did that with either, which is really funny to me. But yeah, it's cool because like nowadays they start to make these things more adult friendly, because like as far as remakes go, this is where you don't go wrong with the remakes. If you remake something or reboot something that was precious to people like me when I was like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. Like, take this for instance. What I'm really hoping for, this is what I'd love to see happen. I'd love to see a $6 Million Man reboot take place, like a dope ass movie, because kids today, they don't give a shit about a bionic man. You know, like you could make a bionic man type thing and sell it, but it's going to be a marketing experiment, really. Like maybe the kids will get it, maybe they won't. But if you cater to the audience that already existed, who are now adults, well, you could make a dope ass movie, like such as a $6 billion man reboot, considering inflation after all these years. But you know, like the whole premise that Steve Austin was an astronaut and he got into this astronaut accident, I say that's boring. I say fuck that. I say make Steve Austin like this special forces badass who was like the last left in his unit, and he had to take on like this whole platoon of enemy all by himself, and then ended up getting just fucking blown to bits, quartered, half of his face just blown off to where his eyes gone, and then they have to rebuild him with a $6 billion budget of bionics. And he's already a badass. So right now you've already set this up for dope ass, amazing action sequences, great fight scenes, everything. An astronaut's not going to know how to fight, but if you make him like a special forces dude who's like a real badass, then yeah, you could make a dope ass movie that's going to cater to audiences like me. I want to see that happen. That would be great. I think Mark Wahlberg was thinking about doing something like that. I don't know what the premise was, but I think he was planning on like rebooting his own version of Steve Austin and the $6 billion man as opposed to $6 million man. And I would love to see that. And Heels in the Air is in the house. We're going to be going over some of Heels' stuff. I may kind of skip through the commentary that she leaves. But make sure, guys, to subscribe to Heels in the Air if you're not already, and check out her videos. I will be playing one of her videos here, but like I said, mainly I'm playing it because I can't actually find. I think, MGL is just notorious for privating videos and making things private. Blah 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 blah. But you know. That's why I say blessed are the clip channels, because the clip channels foresee these things and then record them and make their own videos, which I think is fantastic. Oh, I remember that, John Hunt. I remember that. Yeah, it didn't do well, but it was an NBC thing. I'm talking about, see, it was too soon. It was too early. And I was excited about it, but it flopped. It was terrible. We're past that now. We're past TV. I want to see a big budget $6 billion man movie where he is a badass, and I want it gory and John Wick bloody. That's what I want. I want to see that happen. Yes. And yes, make sure to sub to Heels. Like I said, I'll probably be skipping through most of her commentary, but it's no disrespect to her. It's just because I want to focus on what she's commentating on. But yeah, make sure please to subscribe to Heels in the Air and check out the video that I'm showing. I believe it's her most recent. But right now we're going to do a Cheesy Wheezy video. And make sure to sub to Cheesy Wheezy too. Cheesy Wheezy's awesome.
Drinking a glass of wine, strolling through the internet. I saw you guys on here, and I said, hey, you know what? Bullhorn Betty needs to be there too.
No problem. I mean, we can all have a rational adult conversation.
Absolutely.
I would like to know, though, why you believe that the way to go about all of this stuff.
Yeah, the hand gesture, folks.
Trump.
Use promo code MyPillow.
Listen
He's
up.
gonna get 20% of the sale. Not the children of orphans of dire young ladies.
I mean,
Adam's gonna get 20% of the money.
Do it.
She's holding it there, and just wait till you hear what somebody says. Okay, just wait.
Okay?
MyPillow.
MyPillow promo discount code when you check out.
Yeah,
That's Trump 2024 swag.
Trump 2024.
Let's do it.
White power.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so what does it say? The smirk that almost inevitably accompanies the OK sign, that's simplest of hand signals, is the dead giveaway in the shroud of internet age befuddlement. Does the sign, the thumb, and forefinger join together in a circle, the remaining three fingers splayed out behind, mean all's good? Or does it mean white power instead? The smirk gives away the proper answer. Oh, and this is let me finish reading this. But before I do, this is no shocker, people. This is not news. I've gone over her throwing the white power symbol. All of the clip channels have. Burnt Toast has gone over it in detail as well. Heels in the air. I don't know which ones. I haven't seen them. But I will play those if you would prefer. So it says here, so when it gets flashed during a national broadcast, that would be the white power symbol. A video being shot to promote the Coast Guard or by a cluster of Proud Boys and Patriots. What it's about most of the time is a deliberate attempt to trigger liberals into overreacting to a gesture so widely used that virtually anyone has plausible deniability built into their use of it in the first place. Exactly. So what this is basically saying is that's the excuse. Hold on, this should be great. Tatted Jedi. On the bright side, I know no one who had to give her $500. Also, please delete your channel. Thank you, Heels in the Air. Right on. And if you do find one, just email it to me. It'll be a lot easier for me to share it up here if it's emailed. Thank you so much. Yeah, so basically the premise of this, what this is explaining, is they claim it's just to trigger the liberals. That's their disclaimer is, well, we're just doing things to trigger the liberals, to show that liberals are easily triggered, which I find to be true as far as liberals being easily triggered for sure. But one thing, you don't get to say that, you don't get to do something that's blatantly racist and then write it off as though it's just, as though it's just for the sake of triggering someone. That's, if I start spewing out racist remarks, I don't get to just hide behind, hey, well, I didn't mean saying those racist remarks. I just wanted to piss off the people that it would normally piss off. Well, sorry, but you still said some racist, fucked up shit. I could find 100 ways to trigger liberals for the sake of triggering liberals if I wanted to, without having to be racist. You know what I mean? Like I could find a bunch of creative ways. You know what the most creative way to trigger a liberal is? The best, most effective way that I've seen is by simply being a libertarian. Man, that makes liberals mad. They're like, what about pro-choice. Aren't you pro-choice? Well, yeah, kind of. Pretty much. Yeah. But how can you be pro-choice and still be pro-capitalism? Easy. One thing has nothing to do with the other. But pick a side. That's what I hear all the time. Pick a side. I have. It's just not one of the two sides that is being shoved down my throat all the fucking time. There's actually a gray area. There's actually a perfectly reasonable gray area. Yeah. So I don't understand why you're so upset. That's all it takes is to be like, okay, well, there's some social issues and some economic issues that I do agree with, and then I disagree with. What? No, you're a fence rider. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Not even a little bit. Okay, so let's see what that said. At a gathering of Proud Boys in Salem, Oregon, that hosted former Trump advisor Roger Stone, the entire group was photographed making the sign, as you can see. So when former White House aide named Zena Bash was accused of flashing the far right signal, in addition to being adopted, in addition to being adopted by Trump-friendly young people who mostly see it as a way to trigger liberals, it's also been adopted by militiamen patriots. Though it should be noted that 111% militiamen use a reverse form of the OK sign as a way to signal membership in their mythical 3%. Okay, so it's not 111, it's 3. And they're noted that 3% militiamen use a reverse form of the OK sign as a way to signal membership in the mythical 3% of the populace ready for the revolution. Wow. Yeah, Betty. So I don't know if, let me take a look. Let me take a gander here. But basically, until I find something that I'm going to play, until I decide on what I'm going to play. Okay. Apparently I got the email. Waiting for it to come through though. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Here's the thing, Compost Tacos. I defended Kyle Rittenhouse as well. As a matter of fact, my videos on Kyle Rittenhouse are still up. I actually covered that, and I went into full detail. I showed just moment by moment, the actual incident. And it was a clear-cut case of self-defense. Now, there are other little details, I guess, but, I don't think that this kid went out there to hurt anybody. So I know a lot of people are going to feel all of a sudden, wait a minute, Blair defended Kyle Rittenhouse? Yes, I did. I still do, as a matter of fact. But I don't praise him. I don't make him out to be the hero that the far right makes him out to be. I think he was just a fucking kid who was raised to believe in the Second Amendment, saw that his nearby city was being torn down, and decided to go in there and try to help people out because businesses were being private businesses, family businesses were being destroyed for the sake of protest. And I'm all for protesting, but if you're protesting in the favor of creating awareness for minorities, that a lot of those businesses are minority owned. So for him to go out there and have the intention, at least the intention, he probably wasn't mature enough to be in that position, but to have the intention that he had, which was to defend those businesses, I thought was a very American thing to do. Should he have been out there being 15 years old? Or was he? I think he was already 17. What am I thinking? I don't even remember. It was that long ago. And I forgot all about it after the fact because it's already over. I don't give a shit. But I felt that what he was doing was with the intent and in the spirit of being a good American. And I am very much a patriot. So yes, at the time I absolutely defended Kyle Rittenhouse's actions. Thank you. Kyle was 17. That's right. At the time, I absolutely defended his actions, but I don't hold him up on some sort of political pedestal the way that the far right seems to do right now. I don't give a shit about him. The situation was what it was. I don't think that he should be running for office because of what happened. That doesn't necessarily make him qualified simply because, he's a patriot. If me being a patriot doesn't make me qualified to run for office because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about half the time. So, I don't have an education, so I don't consider myself qualified to have anything other than my own personal layman's opinion, period. Wait, I just got something that came through here. Okay. Some sad news, folks, to piggyback off of the live stream that I did earlier regarding the Athena Brownfield case. I just got notifications. I just got word that this is a press release put out by the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. Grady County, Oklahoma, January 17th, 2023. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, the OSBI, better known as, has recovered the remains of a child in rural Grady County outside of Rush Springs. At this time, the OSBI cannot confirm the remains are those of Athena Brownfield. The remains will be transported to the medical examiner's office in Oklahoma City for positive identification. This is an active homicide investigation, and until the remains are positively identified, the OSB will not be commenting further. So do not expect a press release beyond this one until the remains are identified. Do not expect a press conference, nothing. In the meantime, let's just try to be patient and wait for the results and hope for the best. And thank you, Cherry, for sending me that. Okay, so this is Sizzle's Lair. This is a video by Sizzle's Lair. Thank you, Heels, for that. I'm new to this clip channel. So, and Heels, feel free to drop the link in chat for them. that apparently Dolly Vision was in Tennessee filming for his documentary when he got a call from Don Wells to meet. Molly and Betty went live right away, and they were not happy with Dolly. I think likely because Dolly stole their thunder as they were planning to go. Molly and Betty were mad because they did all the work previous, and Dolly was being too understanding of the Wells. The look on Betty's face is priceless. That was very well set up. Now, an interesting thing about this is I have my theory on this. Okay, my theory. First of all, Dolly's a dirty motherfucker. And he's trying to maintain the notoriety he's built from teaming up with Betty, but I feel like he's also trying to separate himself from Betty to a certain degree. You could tell a bit of his body language and the way that he was just kind of trolling her and the stuff we went over yesterday. And yeah, he's just a greedy prick who just wants to, gain as much as he possibly can. Which is what it was predicted in the beginning of all of this. We all predicted that these type of people that are teaming up together are basically just going to fuck each other over any chance that they get. All of them do it, like MGL hasn't had a consistent friendship with anybody on YouTube and all the time that she's been on YouTube. You could just look at the people that people are consistently friends with. You know what I mean? I've had the same friends for years on YouTube. Literally, I've had the same friends, same people that I'm cool with, and sometimes our content almost contradicts each other sometimes, but it doesn't matter, because not all the time does your content represent the person that you are. It just may be some certain fundamental things that we may disagree on, but at the end of the day, I've got a solid opinion invested in their character as they have in mine. But these types of people are always, MGL goes through friends on YouTube like she goes through toilet paper. Because MGL, I am convinced, spends literally all her time either stuffing her face on a live stream or sitting on the shitter if she's not sleeping. Like literally all of her time. It's broken up into thirds. Okay, it's broken up into thirds. Sleeping, stuffing her face on YouTube, sitting on the shitter all the time. So and all we've seen over the years is just her getting in an argument with somebody. Oh, fuck you. I'm taking your wrench. I'm taking your wrench. And just harpying constantly. And it's just the dramamist of all the drama channels that there is. And the funny part about her teaming up with somebody like BHB, she doesn't have any respect for BHB. She doesn't claim BHB like ever. She never says my teammate, only when she's in her presence, because she wants to keep her close, but she likes to keep that buffering zone too. So only in her presence will she go and talk about, that they're like on a team together. Other than that, MGL is just, BHB is the only one that ever talks about being on a team. Okay. And it's really, really strange. Now, Dolly going out there and doing this, filming a documentary, my theory on this is there was a process to this. I think that everything that's stated here is absolutely true. Okay. Everything stated here is absolutely true. But the prelude to that was Dolly deciding to make a documentary. I believe that he did that because he foresaw the success that would bring Olivia for her documentary on the Idaho case. So Dolly figured, what's the easy way to go? Excuse me. Oh, wow. My tea. What's the easy way to go? Well, I'll just find the Wells case. Who's the easiest person to get a hold of to get an interview with? Probably Dawn or Candace Wells, because they've been on literally every fucking YouTube channel on the bottomest part of YouTube true crime that exists. And he figured it would just be an easy way to just kind of rip off what Olivia was doing, which I think is really, really funny. It's almost smart, but the problem is he doesn't have Olivia's talent. The thing about Olivia, like her or not, and I don't like her, and I think that she is just the same caliber of character as any of the other people mentioned here. But make no mistake, Olivia is a good photographer and editor. She knows how to make her shit look pretty. She knows how to make it look catchy. Therefore, it becomes catchy. She doesn't know how to sell it for shit. The only thing she's got selling it is her pretty face, because she is a pretty girl. But that's all she's got selling it, because we saw her on the Cuomo show and she didn't answer anything. She just had this stupid Miss America type answer, this beauty pageant type answer for everything the entire time. Yeah, that's another thing. Karma Camille. Wow. You win handle of the day. Because love 'em Ephesi, if you come to like my dreams. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. You got purple in there too. So, but anyway, I digress. Yes, I think that she is. I don't honestly at this point, I don't know what she has to gain by staying with BHB. I don't know what she has to gain from it except genuinely enjoying the shit that they do. I think that she has it in her nature to cause trouble and fuck people over. I think she has it in her nature to be a very opportunistic person. I absolutely believe this about Olivia. I don't think that she is very innocent in the slightest bit. And I think that she is definitely more savvy. But there's definitely an angle as to why she is hanging out with these people. Because she can't see it as a way to get ahead on YouTube. She's been doing that on her own with her own TikTok. You know what she is? She's like the anti 10 to life. She's she's the anti-Annie is basically what she is. She just does what Annie's doing, but she does it all shady and fucked up.
Let's just clear that air right now, okay? We're going to be talking about a little trip, okay, I took. No, it wasn't to Oz. It wasn't to jail. Usually it's to jail, but this trip wasn't to jail. This was a little trip down to a place called Tennessee. You may have been there. You may have heard of the place. You know,
now, did he not tell anybody that he was doing that? Did he not like raise funds for it and like make a big deal out of it prior? Because he's talking like nobody knew that he was even going down there. And then he went down there, got this shit done, and then came back. That's how he's talking right now anyway.
Tell you, you never know who's watching the streams, okay? So Mr. Wells himself is watching the live stream, okay? Shortly after this, some of my people, turtles, speak with Don, okay? He tells me to call him, all right? So I call Mr. Don Wells, and Don Wells was like, hey, man, you got a lot of things wrong about my family.
See, now any other person, any other parent of a missing child, any other family member of a victim, in any other case, I would be calling Dolly a liar right now. But I don't think he's lying. I think that Don Wells absolutely reached out to him. I think that he listened to some of the shit that was being said, probably saw some things he might have in common with Dolly, probably likes Dolly, and then reached out to him because Don can't seem to have anybody on YouTube misunderstanding what type of person he is. This is his whole thing. He does this all the time. He's done it 100 times. Every time he's called into an open panel, you know, everybody, oh, and then that creator all of a sudden sees dollar signs, you know. Now, me, I would never, like, to me, having Don on your channel is not anything other, would not be anything other to me than just, how was jail? Any news on Summer? You know what I mean? That's it. Nothing else. As a matter of fact, just to troll Betty and just to troll MGL and just to troll all of these people, I actually did a fundraiser on this channel for Don Wells' commissary in jail. And we raised, I think it was like $600. Like it was a lot. It was like the max that you could send him. So dude was eating Little Debbie cakes and Doritos for days, bro. And he was by himself. He was in segregation. So we probably made his segregation very much more comfortable. And here's the thing is people are like, how could you? And again, I did it just to troll them. You know, people are like, how could you? He's a child killer. Well, there's no evidence to dictate that he's a child killer, first of all. Second of all, well, he molested his sister, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know, I don't know all the facts on that. But bottom line is this, and I said it then, and I'll say it now. There is absolutely nothing that anyone could ever tell me that would make me feel guilty or wrong for expressing a kind act towards another human being, no matter who they are. Now, I'm not saying I want to extend kind acts to every single person that is in a position that Don is. Like I said, I did it just to piss off people who could never understand that. That was the heart and soul of that troll. The heart and soul of that particular troll was the fact that I was doing a kind act, regardless of who the person was, or no matter what they may or may not have done. I extended a kind act towards another human being, and I have no reason to feel wrong about that. And the fact that you would express that you can't understand that tells me everything I need to know about your natural ability to be kind. So I was actually quite proud of that particular troll. And yes, again, since I don't know anything about the details of anything about this man's personal life necessarily, or what he's done wrong, I do not regret at all one thought of him sitting comfortably eating Cheetos and reading a book. Not at all. The thought comforts me, actually. So, well, there's no evidence to indicate that he was. And I agree with you in that sense. Like, I am assuming that Don and Candace are both innocent of anything that happened to Summer, because there's nothing to tell me that they were. There's nothing to tell me that any child abuse actually took place, other than hearsay from certain people who actually have now problems with the Wells because they don't get along for irrelevant, unrelated reasons having to do with Summer's disappearance. So that kind of thing, to me, you know, that's not enough for me to sit here and throw accusations at parents that are probably grieving at the thought of not knowing where their little girl is. So until evidence presents itself, Don and Candace will always have my empathy. And Dolly now changing his tune tells me something else about him, and it's not a positive thing. But I'll continue with the video here.
And I was like, I explained to Don. I said, "Well, Don, these are the things I'm hearing. You know, I'd rather hear it from you. You know, and that way, I don't have to come up here and say some shit I heard. I can be like, well, Don said this, Don. You know what I'm saying? Instead of some rumors." You know, and that wouldn't happen. I've tried to reach out to you guys, you know, like multiple times. And, but anyway, I was like, Don, can we sit down and talk? And he was like, yes. So I sit there and go over with him. And there's going to be some things we can't discuss right now because I gave some people my word. They've told me some things. I'm like, I ain't going to say nothing. Okay. Some things it's better just to know in the sleuthing world. Everything's not meant for the internet. Okay. Some people have a hard time understanding that. And this is the way I gain so much information. I don't record everything. I don't put a camera in everybody's face. Okay. I don't record it. The information, if the information is legit or anything.
What he totally did right there, he just totally he threw some shade. He threw some shade at Betty, at MGL, because we know that this is what Betty does, because the whole time they were in Tennessee, they were recording people without their knowledge. JLR was doing it too. JLR still does it. MGL was doing it. MGL filmed a child without the child's consent, of course, because children can't consent. And she filmed this child without her mother's consent. And she did it, honestly, to harass the mother in a church during a service. And she tried to deny it, but there's proof of it. I played it. There's proof of it. It happened. And then she tried to delete it. She tried to be like, no, MGL, we all fucking saw it. The internet's forever. Because my video, I don't even know which one it is, but it's still up.
Or anything like that, it's way better than a click or a view. Yes, I can slam a camera in your face. I can throw a microphone on you. All that stuff, right? But what are you going to really tell me?
A few moments later.
I'm not going to compromise who I am just because I want. I think I can speak for both Betty and I'm not going to compromise who I am because I'm.
So let me give you guys a quick reenactment of how I picture what went down while those a few moments later were happening. Okay. During those few moments that were taking place, I could absolutely see MGL texting Betty and going, "Are you seeing this shit? Are you seeing this shit? Your friend Dolly is up there and he's throwing shade at us, talking about throwing cameras in people's faces. That's your friend. That's your friend. Go live with me right now. Go live with me right now. We got to shut this asshole down." I guarantee you that's what happened. Guaranteed. Welcome, Thursday's Child. Awesome. I appreciate you. I guarantee you that's what happened.
Because I'm a YouTuber and I want people to throw me a $10 super fucking chat. At this point that we have gotten, we just witnessed the next Benny fucking Keys selling his soul. We just
hold on
YouTube for both Betty and him.
You gotta hear this
because
again.
I want. I think I can speak for both Betty and I'm not going to compromise who I am because I'm a YouTuber and I want people to throw me a $10 super fucking chat. At this point that we have gotten.
Don't forget, folks, that just a few weeks ago, MGL was in a hotel room, hammered, drunk, so hammered that even me, I was worried about her until she actually went live the next day. Because I was streaming it the next day and it was still morning. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like she was so fucking wrecked that I was genuinely like, oh my God, has anybody heard from her yet today? Like if she was sleeping on her back, who knows what could have happened, you know? Like she was really, really drunk. And that whole time she was saying, fuck yeah, I do this for money. Send me super chats. Send me super chats. The next motherfucker better fucking super chat me, blah, blah, blah. And here she is right now trying to make herself Miss Integrity and throwing Dolly under the bus and basically implying and well, accusing him of being somebody who does things for super chats. But that's not entirely untrue. The problem is that she is the worst at it. She is the worst at it.
We just witnessed the next Benny fucking Keys selling his soul.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch. The next Benny Keys, I don't know about all that. And I don't mean that in the sense that she means it. I'm just saying Benny Keys is one of a kind. Love him or hate him, Benny Keys is one of a kind. There is no next Benny Keys. Just throwing that out there.
Here we are, people. It's gotten to this fucking point.
But to come out on his platform and to be so reckless as to give Don a free pass or start, you know, and he's, I'm just, I honestly.
The tone of voice did it in for me. The tone of voice did everything for me.
The tone of voice.
I just about fell over.
I didn't like that he was sounding empathetic towards another human being. I didn't like that shit at all. I didn't like that Dolly was sounding reasonable for the first time in fucking who knows. Oh my God. I didn't like that. The tone of voice is what got me. His soft speaking, non-threatening tone of voice is really what got me. Wow.
Over here.
Listen.
All over.
It's almost like erase everything that's happened. Jake, can you get the door, please? Please. Thank you, babe. Erase everything that we've seen, heard. Erase everything that we know.
Erase all the interviews we took with like people that were actually in their house at the time. Let's not forget any of that.
Okay.
I mean, because we got a new.
You got a bunch of people who felt special because they live in the middle of fucking nowhere where nothing happens. Their personal lives are made up of doing nothing but drinking Red Bull and Mike's Hard Lemonade and God knows what else, and just interacting with each other. But there's nothing that happens there. You know, they watch TV, and now there's people on YouTube. Well, what's this YouTube thing? I want to be on YouTube. And then you sit there and lead them with questions. They sense the vibe that you're going because you've already decided to, and you're not journalists, so you don't know how to objectively ask a question. You lead with questions because the vibe of how you already feel and what opinions you've already made regarding the case are quite obvious. Everybody can see it. And so these people are going to go with whatever that vibe is so that you'll put them on your little channel. And they can say, I was on the computer. That's the kind of town that is. I can tell you that because I live in a town just like it right now. Like, I feel like a fucking alien here. Now, the people are nice, but we don't have anything in common. We were raised in two different worlds. Now, I get along with everyone here because, like I said, you know, they're nice. I'm nice. So we interact very, very kindly, very well. But I'm not going out fishing and hunting with them. Not that I wouldn't, but they wouldn't take me anyway. You know what I mean? I'm not the type of person they want to go fishing and hunting with. It's just how it is. But this is not, yeah, you sitting there and saying, I got testimony. First of all, it's not testimony. It's not testimony at all. It's just people, nosy neighbors who gossip. That's what you got. You got gossip from nosy people. That's all you got. That's not testimony. These people didn't swear under oath to talk to you. Everyone had a personal agenda. Everything that I took Hunter, his mom, the Jose guy, none of that shit meant anything to me. None of it was fact. None of it can be verified as fact. None of it. And these two idiots, they swear by it. How can you defend Don? Oh my God. Well, because I met the guy and I saw the person that's in front of me, and I'm just hypothetically speaking for Dolly here. I met the guy. I'm talking to the guy. I see the kind of person he is. He invited me into his house. He didn't have anything to hide. And then I heard a bunch of fucking rumors and bullshit from people that heard it through other people. What do you expect me to believe? What would be the scrupulous way to go here?
New interview out here, and Don has been found not guilty by Dolly Vision. I'm shocked.
Okay, that's not how Justin grew his channel. That's not how Justin grew his channel. Justin started his channel with that shit, and then MGL decided to piggyback off of it, and they could use each other to gain subscribers. So a whole bunch of people, yes, subscribed to Justin after that, but she's been carrying his ass since, because he hasn't brought a fucking thing to the table since. Let's be honest about that. Jaundice hasn't brought one factual fucking thing to the table at all, or any possible theory that is productive towards any case. Let's just be honest about that. He's been just piggybacking off MGL's full bullshit drama audience. He knows nothing about true crime. He knows nothing about conducting the research. Nothing.
The sighting,
the whole behavioral change in him. Just, I'm speechless. I definitely wasn't expecting that live.
This changes everything for you. I
see this changes everything. Now here's the thing, you know, that wouldn't matter to me. I wouldn't even bring Jaundice up. I wouldn't even bring the dude up. Okay, unless they didn't go out there and interfere with these cases. He would just be some other bullshit dumbass YouTuber that, you know what I mean? Like, nobody gives a fuck what he has to say anyway. You know, that's not a threat. That, you know, he's not someone who's a threat, except for the fact that now he's tagged along with these idiots, and they actually go to the locations of these cases, where that's just not a good thing to do. It's just bad for the investigation. It's bad for the case. It doesn't help anything. It hinders things. But otherwise, if they didn't do that kind of shit, I wouldn't even give a fuck. That's the truth. I wouldn't give a fuck about any of these people. But since they continue to do this shit, I feel the need to speak up against it. But it's also a bonus that they're so fucking stupid that it's funny. So we get to make fun of them in the process. So at least there's that. At least there's that silver lining. But other than that, these people are horrible, fucked up people. These are bad people. Bad people who don't give a fuck about anything. And that's fine to not give a fuck. You have the right to not give a fuck. But when your actions show that you don't give a fuck about the fact that your actions are doing something harmful, and you don't give a fuck about that, that's where I have a problem. And you actually justify it and say, we're making a difference for the better. You're not making a difference for the better. You're making a difference for the worse. You're not doing anything productive. If anything, it's counterproductive.
I can't believe Dolly would go to his audience. Can you imagine me, of all people, come on being like, hey guys, I just want to be like, you know what? I had some one-on-one time with Kansas Blot. You know what, Dre McCrae? I had a nice conversation with her on the phone. She really
was nice. She didn't seem like a monster.
No.
I was wondering, did Jeffrey Dahmer was
you see what I'm talking about? They're perfectly conscious of what they're doing. They're actually saying that being assholes to people is what drives their channel. It's ridiculous of them to actually be nice and respectful before you get all the facts. It's an insane concept to them. Like, what you're watching is bad people at work. Seriously. Like, let's play that one more time.
I can't believe Dolly would go to his audience. Can you imagine me, of all people, come on being like, hey guys, I just want to be like, you know what? I had some one-on-one time with Kansas Blot. You know what, Dre McCrae?
Yeah.
I had a nice conversation with her on the phone. She really
was nice.
Hey, you know what? I had a really nice conversation with Candace Bly. It was on here, but it was a really nice conversation. You know what it was? She was being attacked on somebody else's channel. She didn't stand a chance. She didn't understand the level of manipulation that was taking place against her. And that's another thing. I find that very interesting too, that these people, they're supposed to be these perfect criminals, right? These manipulative, conniving people, the kind that it would take to actually get away with murdering a child or at least covering up a child's death. That's the real, that's where the conniving and the manipulation and the smarts come in, is covering up the death and getting away with it, right? But here, Candace wasn't even really understanding how she was being used. Now, she was able to catch it when it was happening to Dawn, and then she would call him out on it, and then they'd get into an argument. They'd get into a fight. But the same thing happened. She was doing this, and I was like, listen, I'm going to go live. I told Candace in the chat, I was like, I'm going to go live, and you're invited, and I won't monetize it. I'll turn off the super chats. It's just me and you talking, because I want you to have an opportunity to at least tell your side of things instead of being interrogated by people. You know, everybody who talked to these two people, the nature of the conversation always was, you know, the root, the foundation of the conversation was always basically them trying to trick them into slipping up and saying something that would incriminate themselves. And I felt really bad for them. I understand that happening once, you know, but for every single time that they are led to believe, to be able to tell their side and to be understood as people who may not be your everyday people, but they do nevertheless have a child who's missing, and they are very, very scared and worried. But they never got the opportunity to do that. You know, and I felt really bad about that. So I invited her over to my channel, and I let her talk, and it was a very pleasant conversation. And I'm not ashamed to say that. And I'm not going to make somebody like the likes of MGL here make me feel like I'm in some way naive or wrong in any way, shape, or form for actually finding the positivity in having a conversation with this person. So, you know, why should Dolly?
Nice. She didn't seem like a monster.
No.
I'm just wondering, did Jeffrey Dahmer, did he have horns and a tail hanging out? I mean, I'm just curious.
So you're comparing Don Wells to Jeffrey Dahmer. Don Wells to Jeffrey Dahmer. Really?
Just curious.
Oh, come on, Dolly. Do you really think that these people are really going to go into their pockets and give 10G to them for what? You think they're going to get their kids back? I promise you they're not.
Yeah, the same man that says he hopes he never sees them with his kids again.
Yeah, look at how they're turning on Dolly. Like, it's so fucked up. Just because, like, you know, if you're gonna fucking hang with the boobs on the ground, you need to toe the line and be on our page. You know, like, this dude can't go on his own, cover a case. Like, you could tell by his actions that he's trying to kind of distance himself from these people. You can absolutely tell, you know, and honestly, that's going to mean dick to me if he continues to do things the way that he's been doing them. Because I don't believe that he actually gives a shit about missing kids or anybody like that. I think that he's in this because, you know, it makes him money. I think that he teamed up with BHB to build an audience, and I think now he's planning on doing what she does, except try to pick up at her mistakes and what she does wrong. And considering he's the one that was doing the most verbal assault towards women and physically assaulted a woman, yeah, I don't really see that happening. The truth is I just wish all of these people would just leave these families the fuck alone. I mean, one of them doing it a better way than the other doesn't make it right. There's a reason why these larger YouTube channels, the ones with, like, you know, 500,000 subscribers or even just 100,000 subscribers, why they never actually go out and reach out to these people. They don't even reach out to them. You ever notice why that is? The reason why that is, you idiots, is because it's unethical to do what you're doing. Because intelligent people on a mass level are going to condemn your actions. That's why you'll never get to 500,000 subscribers. You'll never get to 100,000 subscribers. None of those people will. None of them ever will. And the reason for that is people on a mass level, on a larger mass scale than the mass people who just love the drama of true crime, there's a larger mass of people that actually are good people who think ethically, who are educated, and they're kind, and they know that showing up to these places is wrong, because what actually matters is justice for these victims, not you using the words justice for victims in order to act like a fool and get immediate super chats.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm like,
I'm not telling anyone to unsub him.
Out of my
I'm not telling anyone to unsub him.
No, I mean, we're not saying that.
No, we're not saying that.
No,
but
we're
I'm
not saying
saying
all that. But
I am
we do
absolutely
have our-
shocked.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. I just don't. It's very strange to me. And what's going on with Britney Spears, man? I keep seeing everything about Britney Spears like she's acting a fool. What if she's just trolling everybody? You know what I mean? What if she's like finally free and has control of her own money and she just is like, you know what? I'm just going to act as crazy as I want to act. Why not? All right, this is Bash the Tragedy Pimps. This just showed up on my feed. So I don't know what to expect of it. I don't know what this is. But this is a video by a creator called Bash the Tragedy Pimps.
Good morning, YouTube. You guys missed me yesterday, didn't you? Tell me. Admit it. Just admit it. Just admit it.
Oh my God, Betty, you are so struck on yourself. We saw enough of you over the weekend. No, we didn't miss you.
Oh my gosh, I love my fans. I do love my fans. I love my audience. I love you guys. You guys are amazing people. But you know what? The great thing about this channel is we just have a way of making everybody talk. Period. There's no.
Yeah, because you're the only channel that's fucking doing like hands-on horrible shit. Like that's why. Basically, she's working on, this is what she doesn't understand. She thinks that the bigger her channel gets, because if you look at her videos, the ratio of dislikes is like triple the likes. It's insane. I've never seen anything like it. Now, what she's not careful, what she's not realizing, and if she's not careful, is, well, I mean, it's bound to happen. The more that she grows, the more she becomes like Katie Joy. Okay? She's just going to grow the hatred. With her growth, the hatred is latched on like a cancer. It's not even going to go away. And at this point, what's funny is the channels that cover her, at least I could speak for me, and I don't want to speak for Toast, but I've heard Toast say it. It's not personal at all. You know, other than for me, I can't speak for Toast, but for me, my issue with Betty is my passion for these cases and for these victims. Was that justice? Thank you so much. Bottom line is they stereotyped and judged this family from the beginning, meaning the Wells and Candace Bly. They have no idea what it's like to be poor and have understanding that frozen pizza is all they could afford. And that's what's really funny, because these are proud people. I already have more respect for Don and Candace Wells, because no matter what, they're working. No matter what, like they have a skill that you having a roof over your head means you need to feel blessed that they have, because they do drywall in every fucking place that there's drywall everywhere. There's drywall everywhere. Okay. These are people who literally work on their hands and knees all day long doing manual labor. Okay. They're not going on a YouTube channel asking for handouts. As a matter of fact, I don't think correct me if I'm wrong, but you better show receipts. But I don't think I've ever seen Don or Candace of their own fruition go on a YouTube channel and start begging for money. I know Candace started a YouTube channel, but I don't think that she was grifting for money on the YouTube channel. I think she just had a YouTube channel for a minute there. But this is what Betty does. And then she tries to say that it's her job to do that. So basically what you're doing is if you donate money, to Betty, you're funding her. You're giving her a handout to travel to a location where two people, okay, are working for a living, not taking handouts, but working for a living, and with no evidence, justify getting them fired and calling them baby killers. Like, is that what you work your hard money for? You work. Is that how you work for your hard money? Is that how you do it? I don't think you do. I don't think that's what you intend your money to go to. When I put it like that, is your money, do you work for your money in order to get someone else who's not willing to work for their money, go get someone fired from a job where they're too proud to take handouts, the way the person that you just gave money to is, or is not too proud to take handouts? As a matter of fact, completely shameless in the process of asking for it, begging for it, actually making herself seem entitled to it by making you feel obligated to do it. Because that's how she gets you. This costs money. Gas costs money. Food costs money. Hotels cost money. So, this is our job. This is our work. This is us going out and creating awareness. Awareness that we didn't create. You just wanted to see us go out there and run amok. Because you already knew about the case before I ever went out there. Welcome, Chad. I mean, that's what you're paying for. Like you're being scammed. You're being absolutely scammed. The money that you're entitled to is going towards her, who's not entitled to anything, but makes you believe somehow that she is, in order to go fuck somebody out of their livelihood and their means to actually work for their money. Wow. Yeah, canceled Karen. She's always begging for money.
There's no dispute. Everybody keeps asking, what did you bring to the table? If nothing more, I bring that. I bring that. And I utilize my enemies for what I do, right? So if I want to kick up a shitstorm, excuse my language, all the little ears, I promised you guys I wouldn't say this.
Yeah, she's so worried about language after everything that we just saw the last couple of days. Was that justice? Thank you. I grew up in South Miami poor. We had no drywall in our bathroom for years. That was the best thing that we got after Hurricane Andrew. They suck. Wow. You were in South Miami during Hurricane Andrew? Wow. Let me tell you something, guys. I was in Miami Lakes, Florida, which is just outside of Hialeah, Florida, during Hurricane Andrew. And we got it pretty bad, but nowhere as bad as Homestead in South Miami. They got like the hardcore. I mean, it was a category 5. Hurricane Andrew is down in history in Florida of one of the worst hurricanes. And so was that justice, man? Much love to you for surviving that. Wow.
Cuss jar, right? All I gotta do is go on a channel and say something. and I will inspire a firestorm like nobody has seen on YouTube. That's my power.
You go on panels and argue with people and tell them to go F theirself, and then you wonder why we hate you.
I don't hate you,
What we
Betty.
do over here is genuine, authentic work that we take very personal, and we cover these cases. And if nothing more, I bring attention to these cases.
No, you don't.
We know I do a hell of a lot more than that. Excuse my language.
No, you
But
don't.
it's not good attention. It's bad attention.
Right.
With the bullshit, the lies, and the misinformation.
She only brings
We go
bad
out with those
attention
flyers,
to
we actually
cases.
search for people. Legit search. You don't
Very
fake
well
it,
put.
You know, for the camera searches like many other creators may do. Actually, authentic searches, searching of buildings, searching in woods, even meeting people out to certain areas with shovels and digging. Yes, we have done that.
Betty, like sitting on the back of an ATV, all cuddled up with Dolly. Yeah, that was a good search.
So why is everybody always attacking Bullhorn Betty?
Because you
You
suck.
lie and you spread misinformation. And basically, the only thing you bring to YouTube is you're just full of shit.
I have been feeding their families for the last year.
What's up, Smokey
So
P?
I don't know why they hate me so much because I provide them money in their pocket. Literally, Bullhorn Betty is paying people's bills that do not like me. That's the power I bring to YouTube. You're welcome.
Person who does nothing but lie.
And not only that, but think about how much worse they could be doing for these cases, right? How much muddying of the water they can do.
Grew up in Richmond Heights off of 152nd Street. Wow. Yeah. Thank you so much.
These
cases going out and screaming in front of people's homes, interfering with police investigations. I mean, get real, Betty.
If we bring that S show to Hawkins County, and I don't care. I don't care.
I know you don't care. It's not about finding Summer. It's about the attention and the trouble you can cause.
I've always been the person that says the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So I'm ready to squeak the hell out of Hawkins County, Tennessee, and it is coming soon. It is coming soon.
Go find something else to do and stay the hell out of Tennessee.
She sounds like a Tennessean. She sounds like a Tennessean. That I gotta say. Yeah. These people are killing me, dude. Let's watch Deets on the Streets here. I don't think we watched it.
Address in my life. I guarantee you 100% proved me wrong.
Okay. That you deleted, people got screenshots.
Now yesterday,
great.
Now yesterday, we saw we saw another clip channel. I think it was Chronicles of the Shady, as a matter of fact, that actually showed the proof of her doxing Benny Keys, like on her stream. It was crazy. Calamity Jade, thank you. MGL, look at my Tom Ford bag. And same time, I have no money to pay credit cards. PHP, look, $100 bill fell out of my pocket. Same time, I need crowdsourcing to fund trip. No, it doesn't work like that. Exactly. Very, very well put, Calamity Jade. Thank you so much for that. What's up, Down the Rabbit Hole News?
Great. Show them. Show
There
them.
we go.
I'd love to see where I have doxed any person intentionally on my channel. Love to see it.
Now, Chasing Truth just jumped in there.
Anyway,
we're just going to go over this whole thing because this is 28 minutes long.
Great. Prove it. Listen, Cam, you're gonna sit here on your channel
And I
say,
know,
doxed
I know
somebody.
we went over a lot of this yesterday, but I also like to look at something a second time with fresh eyes. And like I said, this one is more of it in its entirety.
Would like to see the receipt of me doxing somebody.
Didn't you
I've
guys
had my house addressed. I've had my
Just
house
for
addressed.
reference, again, on Chronicles of the Shady's channel, I think her most recent video, yeah, check that out. That shows the receipts of her doxing somebody. Even though she's sitting there going, show me the receipts of me doxing somebody. It's there, just so you know.
Address posted. I've never done that to anybody. I've had
Betty, you dox yourself. You say your full name. You've shown your location multiple times.
She's even said her address.
I've never done that to anybody. So I'd love you to post that. But if you'd like to get on a conversation,
Yeah, she's doxed herself numerous times. She gets on her tangents and then starts, yelling out her address. It's insane.
Not
I'm
mine.
happy to have it.
Hey, listen, you're gonna let me talk on my platform. You've never had that happen by me. You have, on the other hand, put my.
I've never been on your platform in my life.
Already put it out. You did.
I promise you, I've never been on your
You
platform.
and Molly did try to call CPS. Nobody said.
I have never called CPS. I do not use resources like that. Cam,
You and
do
Molly.
not.
Yeah. Sweet dreams. Yes, I went over that a little earlier. I know you're just joining us. As soon as the news came through, as soon as the press release came through from the OSB, I read it. But well, they don't know if it's Athena yet. Let's stay hopeful. But again, we're also as much as we are optimists, we're realists here as well. And yes, Brian Walsh, who was already in custody. Because I was confused. They were like, they arrested him for murder. The way that Sweet Dreams just worded it there, they arrested Brian Walsh for murder. But yeah, that just means that they put the paperwork through, because I was thinking, physically arresting. I was like, isn't he already in custody? Yeah, Brian Walsh is in custody for art fraud, I believe it is. And now, as of today, he's officially arrested and charged with the murder of his wife. So I don't know if they found remains. Go find me. I mean, they found remains. They have not identified her officially as Athena. We're just waiting for that. But we won't hear anything from law enforcement until that happens. They just put out a press release saying that they found remains, and that they just need to identify that it's Athena.
Do not lie on your channel.
Sure did. Hey,
no, I have. I have never called DCF in my life. I've never called DCF ever in my life. Would you like to get on to the topic of conversation in which I'm here? I have never doxed anybody.
Now, she has doxed people. I don't know if she's called defects or child services on people. I don't know if she's called child services on anybody, but I do know that MGL has. So she, her and MGL are clearly thick as thieves. I sure as shit wouldn't be associating myself with somebody who is a swatter or calls CPS on people or anything of that nature.
That way,
yeah. Prove it.
Sure. I'm waiting for you. Sure, Chase. But
yeah. And let's not forget.
Aren't you guys?
And let's not forget about what she did to Frank Crude AF. Let's not forget about that. Okay. So.
Want to dox your source, and then didn't you guys go and get Don Wells fired from his job?
Oh, I absolutely did get Don Wells fired.
We're gonna let this play for a second without any commentary. Panda is whining at me, so she needs to go out real quick. So I'm just gonna let her out real quick. I'll be right back.
From his job. So for everybody to know that I am absolutely 100% truthful, you're damn right I did.
Why did you do that?
I did that because you know what? Am I answering the question and then which is asked of me?
Yeah, why?
I did that because we talked to Don Wells, and he will tell you, because I guarantee he will come on here and be truthful with you at this moment in time, that he told us he would meet us here. He had us get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We went around and went to every place he told us to meet him at. And guess what? He ditched us. So you know what? Bullhorn Betty doesn't put up with that at all.
To get him fired?
No, I didn't get him fired. I went up there and protested at his job on public property
Their livelihood because he didn't meet
in accordance with our law.
So what you're saying is you were extremely bitter that he did not show up to these locations and he led you on a wild goose chase. So you went and protested his job site with the intention to get him fired. Okay. All right.
Did nothing wrong. I did everything above board in accordance with the laws of this country and the laws of the state.
But afterwards, didn't you guys stand there and say that you were happy that he was fired?
Actually, the only person that said they were happy about that was me. Everybody else was not happy about it. I was absolutely proud of myself.
That's not true. We've heard Molly say that she was proud of it. We have heard today Heels played a clip where Olivia is proud of it. So no, we've heard multiple people.
Absolutely. And this what Deets on the Street's saying here, I completely and totally agree with. And she's she's basically making it clear that the reason why they went and deliberately got Don Wells fired from his job was because he agreed to meet them and then did not meet with them. And so they lashed out and decided to take revenge and show up at his job and cause a scene that is going to inevitably get him and Candace both fired.
Proud of the fact that they got Don Wells fired from his job.
How could you be proud of that, Betty?
Because I am. Anything
That's
else?
what I'm asking. How could you be proud of such a thing, though?
Because he is a murderous person. He hides
more rumors and speculation. So,
and I'm so glad that it was Chasing Truth confronting her with these questions and not me. I'm so glad.
Getting in close with Don Wells behind the scenes couldn't crack him. Going to jail for a year couldn't crack him. But Bullhorn Betty knows that he is a murderer. If you have proof of these allegations, why have you not turned them over to law enforcement? Why has he not been arrested for them?
It is his daughter. It will come out in court that they are responsible 100%. Did you know that I'm still in contact with Don Wells to this day?
I'm not surprised. He's been contacting multiple people. We've seen it all over YouTube.
Yeah.
You're not special because Don Wells has been contacting you recently. Trust.
That's wonderful. But how do you know that he's a murderous person?
Because his child is missing.
Yes.
His child is on there. I have done deep dives into this case. I'm not eluded by all the BS like you guys are. And I did our investigation properly and conducted it properly. And at the end of the day, everything comes back to that property.
Law enforcement hasn't been able to make that claim or accusation in the case. But Bullhorn Betty, she conducted her investigation
properly. What's up, Chasing Truth? Speak of the devil.
She has cracked the case, people. She's cracked it right here.
We could sit together on a panel, and I guarantee you that there's no way you know more about this case.
Good luck. You know what? My batting average is pretty damn good. I had it right with Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie and his parents. I had it right with Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turk.
Okay. As I stated earlier, a lot of you are just joining me. As I stated earlier, the one consistent thing about Betty when it comes to crime cases is she is always wrong. Everything that she's ever said about any case, anything that she's ever said regarding any case, she has been wrong about. Like, I'm talking all the way back to the Summer Wells case, moving forward. Now, Gabby Petito, that doesn't count because everybody fucking knew what was going on. I mean, the parents lawyer up. They don't cooperate. Gabby's parents are public saying that the Laundries aren't cooperating. Everybody could fucking put 1 and 1 together. Everybody could do that. You didn't do anything except yell in front of the house with a bullhorn and put laundry detergent in there and sue somebody over a sign. Grandmaster Sid Sophos, homie, thank you so much. From my black cat, Al Capone to Panda. Right on. Thank you so much.
He went to the state attorney with the name of the person that killed them. We went out there. We were out in the swamps of Kathleen Moore and Colin Knapp. We identified the exact area in which she was found, and guess what? She was found in the exact area.
Weapon too.
But Betty,
she picked up the weapon. Yeah.
But
you are just full of yourself tonight, girl. You got the good wine tonight.
She's now, make no mistake, this has been stewing in her for months to actually take on and confront the people who say anything negative about her, except she didn't actually confront anybody who really says anything negative about her. I've never heard Chasing Truth actually directly address her. Maybe she has, but I haven't heard it. She didn't go after anybody. She thought that. Now, I guarantee you, if I had shown up on there or Toast had shown up on there, she would have jumped off the panel. But she sees that Cam is the kind of guy that's actually just a genuinely nice guy. Cam, whether he has opinions on something or not, he's always wanting to be that person who brings everybody on YouTube together. He wants that kumbaya thing where we all just get along. We all want the same things. Why can't we all find common ground? Blah, 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 blah. And I love him for that. The problem is that I'm, again, a realist, and I just don't see that happening. I adapt to the world that I live in. And then I just kind of like make my own place in it. But yes, in a perfect world, what Cam wants is great. Absolutely. In a perfect world, I would love to see that happen. As a matter of fact, I would love to see that happen so it would become a perfect world. But that's just where Cam and I differ. But she saw that side of him, but did not expect him to stand up for himself because he has that side to him. See, people with common sense, they know the difference, because I know Cam to be a very tenacious person who has done a lot of thorough investigating when it comes to the Summer Wells case. A lot. Now, you may agree or disagree with some of the things he has done. That's up to you, whatever. But you cannot deny the fact that Cam is very well versed in this case and did his own independent research and did his own independent investigating and actually got help from people who were actually investigators and went out there to Tennessee. And they basically also proved that it could be very, very easily done that somebody walk up that hill from the main road undetected and take Summer. Somebody could have actually absolutely done that. It was 100% possible. Now, I'd be more inclined to point a finger at Don and Candace if that wasn't the case. If there was just no way in or out, you know, other than that driveway, I'd be like, no, no. But even still, I'd think maybe a car pulled up at the end of the driveway. Who knows? Still possibilities. But them filming that property and showing that path was very, very, very apparent. So don't tell me, you know, that's where she slipped. That's where Betty slipped. That she underestimated the panel that she was on. Because these people don't outright talk about her. But the thing is, the person she underestimated most was Chasing Truth. Because Chasing Truth, she may not directly talk about her, but she will confront her. That's something that is very, very clear about what I have gathered from Chasing Truth's personality.
Did you? Not the stuff in the box? You got the Boone's Farm. I bet you got the Boone's Farm wine, didn't you?
Betty, didn't you just post fake audio on the Idaho 4 and not take it back?
That wrong.
No, she doesn't have it wrong. You tripled down on the fact that it was
totally
real audio.
Down.
And it wasn't. It was fake.
Live.
It was totally fake. And she totally tripled down on it. I think Chasing Truth, it's the Boston. It's the Boston accent that comes out. Chasing Truth is not afraid to call somebody a fucking cocksucker. Fucking cocksucker, fucking fuck.
And somebody sent me an audio, And I played it because everybody in my audience asked me to play it. And that is exactly what I did.
To me, it seems like that is how you get most of your information. Someone sends it to you, someone in your chat says something, and you run with it. That is not a confirmed, verified source.
And you know what? At the moment, we thought that was legit. And it doesn't matter. Because at the moment, I guarantee you, Mrs. Chasing Truth, would have done the same damn thing on your live because I've watched you do it before.
Take note here that she said she has watched Chasing do this before. It'll be important later.
You've never watched
I
me do.
absolutely have, and I've got
No,
the
ma'am.
receipts.
I would love to see that because that's untrue.
Happy to post it.
We'll all be anxiously waiting for these receipts.
Okay. But you did say you would take it down.
And I did.
Oh, you did take it. You ended up taking it down? Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you watched my channel.
I do. I do. I mainly watch a clip channel who covers you.
Take notice how Chasing has no problem admitting.
Chasing's like, yeah, you're fascinating
Funny,
in the
I don't
sense
watch
that
any of your channels, but you guys all watch mine.
Wait a second. Just a minute ago, remember I told you guys to pay attention to that? I thought she said she knows for a fact. She's seen her do it.
You have receipts on me, you just said, though.
The irony is if Betty actually did watch our channels, and I know she watches this one, if she actually did, she could learn something. If she actually watched Chasing Truth, she'd learn something. If she watched Gray Hughes, she'd learn something.
Though, and you
I do. I do. I do have receipts.
If you don't watch me, then
because I don't have receipts on you here, but
you don't have receipts here. What? How does that pertain to the argument? Do you even know what you're saying?
You know what? But see, Summer Wells was a year ago. See, I'm much further ahead now.
What?
But you're up here now. You're up here now.
I am. I have never been on
and you're still in touch with Dawn. So
channel, and I just happened to be drinking a glass of wine, strolling through the internet. I saw a case and I saw you guys on here, and I said, "Hey, you know,
how many glasses of wine?" Because you didn't see Chasing on here because she hopped up after you.
She
wasn't in chat before that.
What? Bullhorn Betty needs to be there too.
No problem. I mean, we can all have a rational.
Oh, Betty.
Can we though?
There, Betty? Come on.
Can we chase
conversation?
Absolutely.
I would like to know though why you believe that the way to go about all of this stuff.
I mean, you and Cam
the way that you do is
controversial.
Not controversial. Not controversial.
Brings attention to cases. Yep, that's exactly what I do. That's
there's no issue with.
Okay, so she's basically admitting that she's just shocked, right? She takes pride and thinks and views herself as being controversial, but she's not controversial. Like, there's no controversy. What you're doing is shitty. There's nobody arguing about it. We're just all agreeing that you suck. That's it. Like, what's really funny is nobody comes to her defense either. You know what I mean? Like, nobody ever does. Nobody ever comes to her defense. It's really strange. Audie T, thank you so much. Honest to goodness, I'm a new person looking at channels to follow. Blonde lady didn't go to Idaho. She did go to Idaho, actually. And she did jack shit while she was there. Except give us a fucking very, very simplified weather report on a constant basis, which was, it's cold. Days and days of hers complaining about the cold.
With putting awareness on cases.
Oh, no.
Getting people fired from their jobs.
I'll tell you, when Kathleen Moore, black woman, never got one bit of media attention. I had to go out there, make a fool of myself, call WFLA racist to get somebody to cover her case. I do whatever it takes to bring attention to cases. You guys got me all wrong. You got me all wrong. I do what it takes to bring attention.
This is how her mind is working right here. I know Chasing's catching this. You see how her mind is working right here? Because she's always thinking on a political level. This is somebody right here. Look at the look on her face. Okay. That's the same look. That's the same smirk. That's the same condescending look that she has throwing the white power symbol in that picture and in that video. It's the same exact expression on her face. Okay. And what she's doing here is she's automatically, because these people disagree with her, because Chasing disagrees with her, and because Cam disagrees with her and her methods, she is taking it like she's being attacked for her political beliefs. And nobody's talking about that. Because she's saying, well, you know how wrong you guys are? I had WFLA and I called them racist because they wouldn't take on a black woman's case. A black woman, a black woman. Like, you see what she's doing here? What she's doing is showing her racism. Like, tell me you're racist without telling me you're racist. You know what I mean? Like, she's showing her race. Nobody said anything. Everybody was just kind of like, you know, wait, what? What does that have anything to do with what we're talking about right now?
Let me speak.
Absolutely.
This is my problem. You claimed, I'm going to speak now. This is my issue. You claimed that, and I have the clip because I posted it, because you never stepped foot on in the Wells house. You never saw it firsthand. You said there was rats, human feces. You said there was roaches. You said all these things that were untrue.
Yeah, I did.
You said you went in there and you put that information out, which was wrong. That was misinformation.
What did I say?
That was misinformation. Do you want to watch the clip with me?
Yes, I would. I've never went into the Wells property. I've never stepped on the Wells property. I've never trespassed.
We know. Well, that's what he's saying. What he's saying is that you have never been there, yet you have all these details of what their house looks like on the inside. You've never stepped foot on their property. You're confirming that you have never even so much as trespassed on their property. But yet you can sit here and describe what the insides of their house looks like, what the conditions, the living conditions of that house are as fact. How can you do that? That's the point that Cam is making right here.
On the Wells property. Why?
Because you've described it.
No, I've never. Every single Cam. I don't care if Marissa went on their property. I have never stepped on their property, nor would I violate the law for anyone. What
I think
people
that's
do around me is not. I'm not responsible for.
That's his point.
They're having different conversations now. You see what's going on here? They're basically making the point, hey, since you've never been on the property, we're not disputing that you've ever been on the property. But since you've never been on the property, how can you describe the living conditions of the home in such detail? It makes no sense. But she's taking it like they're accusing her of trespassing on the property, which makes me think, if she's so defensive about that and nobody even brought it up, I wonder if she trespassed on that property. I'm not saying she did, but that would make me think that she did.
Sandra,
that's his point. He's saying you've never been in their home, but you've described it as if you have been.
Sure have. I sure have.
Right, but you haven't. So you're putting out a false narrative.
Why have I described their home to a T? Ask me why haven't
you haven't.
I have.
Betty, unless you were there, you can't know that what you were describing was accurate. What sources are
Wow. I love this. You're so you're sitting here bragging, saying that you described their home to a T, yet you have no frame of reference to compare it to know for a fact that you did describe it to a T, because the people who have seen the house are telling you that you're wrong. So you're sitting here saying I was right about the house, even though I've never even seen proof of the house being in the condition that I claimed it was. But even though you two have actually been to the house, or at least one of you has, you're telling me that I'm wrong? Wrong. You're wrong. I'm right. What?
sources are you going off of?
Enter their home.
You're right.
We've been there.
And I guarantee if you did not see cockroaches in that house, you are a blind woman.
Okay, yeah. So Jason.
Okay, cockroaches is one thing. Rats the size of cats, and all of this other narrative.
I went further than that. I went further past the infestation of cockroaches and went to mites and other organisms that were inside their home and that infected their children.
So now we have jumped to claims of the kids being infected with mites. We're doing this without any documentation, proof, or anything like that.
Yeah, let's double down. Like that. This is Betty's method right here. We're seeing a perfect example of it right now, of Betty's pattern of thinking. Okay, this is really, really interesting to me because here she is, and she's being accused of, well, there's proof of it, but she says that even though she's never been in the home, she described that there were rats and human feces in the home. Okay. But then what she does is once she's proven, okay, that doesn't make sense. How could you know that? Then she says, well, I proved that there were invisible microscopic organisms. So the way she doubles down is to make it less believable. Because how in the fuck could she possibly know if there were mites in that house or if the children were infected with them? How could you know that? You don't have access to CPS records or child service records or family services records. You don't have access to that. So how could you sit there and make that kind of conclusion? Right. You don't have access to their doctor's reports, no photos, nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. You've got dick all. And you're having an argument with people who are just asking you to prove it. And she denies half of the things that she's accused of saying. And then later admits to them, which is really, really funny to me. Like, you're seeing not just an example of how Betty is an obvious liar, but you're seeing an example of an obvious liar generally. This is just a general example. If you are in a conversation with somebody and you mean to describe somebody that you know from work who's just an obvious liar, this is what you would show them as an example so that they would know what you mean. You see how this person says this thing, denies it, and then admits to it later. Like, this is a very, very clear liar who can't even keep up with their own lies. This is the level of laziness that she's at. I could tell you this honestly, folks. The reason why I am not a liar is because I am lazy. You know how much fucking work it takes to be a good liar? You're constantly scheming. Constantly. Because every lie needs a cover-up of another lie. It needs to cover up with another lie and another lie and another lie and another lie. It's constant work. It is, in theory, fucking exhausting. But she's so fucking lazy that she won't even put in the work to be a good liar. Let that sink in for a second. She's so fucking lazy that she's not even willing to put in the work to be a good liar.
I do that, Jason. Why I did that? Well, let me explain why I did that before you guys interject yourselves. I did that because I had corroborating evidence by multiple witnesses.
That's not evidence.
Who? Back up the claims.
That's not evidence.
That told me that. I don't need to see it for my own self.
But
I have enough. You have 15 people that tell you the condition of that home. And if you go to Chris McDonough's video and you see the condition of the home, you already know. 1 + 1 equals.
I feel like that'll kill you. I feel like that'll kill you. Chronicles of the Shady. Like, constantly lying and always being stressed out about being caught on a lie feels like it would do me in from the inside out. I would die early. Just like it would just do my organs in. Worse than any substance abuse habit of any kind whatsoever. I feel like being a constant liar would just do me in health-wise.
What?
You see it been flipped by law enforcement. Hey.
Yeah. That just been searched 7 different times.
Been flipped.
And you got those kids, and you know what? And Don Wells just told me the other day he needs $10,000 to try to fight for his boys back. Why? Because I'm still in contact with him. Well,
take note of the deflection. It's happening often here. Instead of answering the question or, debating the argument, let's just move on to another subject.
Well, you guys don't think I am? I know. And you know what? He asked me, can we raise $10,000? And I said, I don't know if my audience would be willing to raise that for you because they do not like you.
But you'll have a fundraiser too.
I don't know if I believe that. Now, here's the thing. Would I put it past Don to be that naive to actually ask her for that shit? Yeah. I mean, not really. Would I put it past him? No, I really wouldn't put it past him is what I mean to say. But do I think that Betty is a total fucking liar? And do I think that there's maybe some truth to what she's saying, in the sense that maybe she possibly brought it up? I'm thinking she's the type of person to say, well, let's do a fundraiser. And then he was just like, yeah, sure, let's do it. But I don't see him being stupid enough necessarily to ask the person who has been nothing but malicious towards him for help financially. Yeah, see, that sounds much more reasonable to me. That he wasn't asking for 10K. He said it's going to cost 10K or a lot of money for a better attorney. Becky G, thank you so much. Someone in chat mentioned, and I looked, remains found in great. Yes, we already went over that. We'll just have to wait until the remains have been identified. That could take a while. But in the meantime, let's stay hopeful, okay?
Re-erect a Confederate monument, won't you?
I 100% believe that you are telling the truth right there.
I absolutely am, because you know damn well he came to you with that request too.
I believe you. Yep. Okay, so she is talking to Dawn. So,
yeah.
All right. I'm going to excuse myself. It was very nice to meet you. All right, Cam, I'm out.
And I'm not that
Hold
bad
on
of a
one
person
second,
that's
Jason.
facing the truth, and I come with the truth.
No, listen.
While facing it.
Ooh, you got some nerve. I have a feeling this is not going to end well for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need
don't
Chasing.
get
I
slick.
need you. For
Don't get slick though, because I've been very respectful. So
Yeah,
don't get slick.
you saw how coward.
You know I'm right.
I know you're full of yourself.
You saw how fucking coward that shit was. And I think Chasing stayed in, like, because if she had to go, she had to go. But I could see myself assessing, and I haven't gone any further, so I don't know what's about to happen. But let's pretend this is a choose your own adventure book, and let's hope that my option is what happens here. Because if it were me, I love it. If it were me, and I'll finish this thought while I highlight that comment. If it were me, I would assess to see what I was about to do. Is it more important than putting this asshole in her place right now after she just fucking cowardly did what she just did? Because what she was doing was she was just trying to get a final jab. It is the equivalent, people, if you are in a physical fight, right? And you lose that fight, right? Like that person just kicked your ass, and then you get up as they're walking away and then hit them when they're not looking. That's cowardly shit, because you know someone's going to pull you off of them. That person's got to go. You know what I mean? Like, you're taking advantage of the fact that that person's had enough, and then you're going to slip that one last little cheap jab in, you know, thinking that Chasing had to go, so she wasn't going to stay and defend herself. But apparently, according to this highlighted comment, it goes in the direction that I'm hoping it will go.
Oh, I don't go after you.
No,
I
yeah,
don't even
just
touch
stay
it.
one
Oh,
second.
yeah.
I can.
I've never said your name on my channel, but I guarantee you said my name on yours.
You can guarantee it, but you don't listen to her. Okay. And also, saying somebody's name is not going after them. Pointing out things that they're doing that is wrong is not going after them.
Good day.
Did you think Cam would just boot her now?
She can stay all day. She's
I'm telling
Go
you
ahead.
that
Yeah,
Listen.
that's how
You
you
can't
know.
deny that.
That's how you know she's a drama channel. Okay, that's how you know that she's a drama channel, because she sees this as going after her. Not going after her. Not going after her. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if her channel fucking blows up to 1 million subscribers, dude. I don't give a fuck if she makes fucking thousands of dollars per month from YouTube revenue. I don't care. Because even still, like, it's a win-win for me, because either people will wake up and see what kind of person she is and then go, wow, I feel stupid for supporting that. Or I get to be entertained by a whole Twilight Zone type scenario and just sit there and go, what is happening? Because I'm a big fan of that shit too. Because at the end of the day, it really doesn't affect my life personally. It doesn't. I just become fascinated with people's behavior, and then how that behavior can inspire a mass level of behavior, which is very, very strange, or bring out a mass level of behavior into the open, which is very, very fascinating to me. But personally, do I take this? No, not at all. Not at all. I could give a fuck how successful she is or how unsuccessful she is. I could give a fuck. As long as she does the shit that she does, I'll still have some content. You know what I mean? Like, her nature is the root of the content. Pointing out her nature, which she always shows, always, never fails to. It's always going to be content.
She cannot deny
Ability
that.
as an hey, listen, boy, are you lit tonight? Because you ain't let nobody else talk.
No, I haven't even gone through my first glass of wine yet. I haven't even drank my first glass of wine, so I'm sick of people telling me I am lit. Glass of wine?
I'm sick of spoken like a true fucking drunkard. Spoken like a fucking obnoxious lush, right? I'm sick and tired of everybody telling me I've had enough to drink. You motherfuckers. Let me tell you something. This is my first glass. Okay? At no point did I wash a glass and then go get another one. This is the same glass that I've been filling up all fucking night. What the? Tired of people telling me I've had enough to drink. Sassy but classy, thank you. Always entertaining watching your channel. Thanks for all the laughs. You're welcome. Thanks for being here.
I'm trying to get lit so I can get this out of my head.
Lit.
Can we talk?
You're lit.
Okay, I'm going to talk on my platform.
Take control of your channel,
Listen,
Cam.
you have a responsibility as an influencer, as somebody who's putting out correct information, that you would see things with your own eyes before you go and say there's kids running around in human feces. And
I never said
that is wrong.
Feces. Not one time.
You did
earlier.
She admitted to it earlier.
Post it. I have never said human feces. Rat feces,
Guys, let's watch
roaches,
it real quick.
mice.
Casey, real quick. Give me just a second. We'll show it.
I hope you do. I'm waiting.
Oh, we're going to. Don't you worry.
Still waiting. Still waiting.
It's coming. Don't.
Okay. Love to hear me say human feces. Love to hear that. Never said that in my life, so that's why I know I never said that. Still waiting.
You never said that in your life?
Obnoxious as fuck.
Never said that about.
Like it takes a second.
I've never said human feces. I can't recall a sentence I've ever said human feces.
You don't need that bullhorn right there on your face.
Well, you got like 1,000 people in your chat, so I'm pretty sure somebody could post the link
Loud
where I
as
say
fuck.
human feces.
I had that last night too, and it had nothing to do with.
And you didn't play it, did you? Didn't play the human feces. Okay. All right.
He didn't play the human feces. He didn't play the human feces.
I'm trying to get it pulled up. Give me just a second.
He ain't pulling it up. I tell you, he's not going to pull it up because I've never said that.
Watch this. You see about the damn words that y'all. It's coming. Be ready.
She's such a Karen. It's coming. Be ready.
Listen, you gotta give somebody a chance, man. It's playing the damn stuff.
If I hear human feces, Cam, I will wire you $500. How about that? If you can prove that I said human feces out of my mouth, I will wire you $500.
That'll be the
Okay. How do you have $500 when you have 2 credit card companies coming after you right now? How do you have $500 to gamble with? Because it's a losing gamble because you said that shit. So
you
never shut up.
No, I don't.
You never shut up.
I do not.
We are all here for summer. Dawn has been reaching out to every single one of us.
Too bad none of you guys done damn thing for.
Like, shut up. Just shut up.
Okay.
Oh, God, help us all.
Not gonna happen.
I'm hoping Don Wells hears this. And I mean this with respect because I got nothing against Don Wells. But I'm going to say it again. I said it like a year ago, and I'm going to say it again. This is not the way to get help. Okay. You're going down the wrong avenue. Stay the fuck away from YouTube. Like, go to mainstream media. You know, go to your local news station. You know what I mean? Whatever. Just go anywhere above YouTube. Don't go to YouTube, because these are all just opportunistic pieces of shit. Not Cam, and not Chasing Truth, but stay the fuck off YouTube. Stay the fuck away from it. Because let's face it, it's been a year and a half, Don. Okay? It's been a year and a half. And what positive shit has come from you and Candace being on YouTube? Name me one positive outcome. All it's done is turn Summer's case into a fucking circus. And I know you know that she deserves better than that. And I know you think you're doing the right thing. I do believe that you think you're doing the right thing. And you're just trying to get help wherever you can get it. But stay the fuck away from YouTubers, because these are opportunistic assholes that are just looking to exploit you and hope to make a fool of you and take everything that you say and twist it into some sort of admission of guilt of a crime that we don't even have any evidence took place. So yes, Don, I implore you, stay the fuck away from YouTubers, including me, everybody else. Disregard any messages I sent you. Disregard. Stay the fuck away from any YouTuber. Because the ones, like I said, the ones that are at 100,000 to 500,000 subscribers that have covered your daughter's case, they're not looking to reach out to you because they want your daughter found. They don't want any interference with an ongoing investigation. They don't want any part of that. That's the reason why they have so many subscribers.
Hold on. I'm going to play this for
right?
real quick.
Can we just
Hold
listen?
on,
We
guys.
all come together and talk
Hold
about
on.
something.
Hold on. I've got to mute you for a second because I have to.
He has
do
to
this.
mute you because I'm
And
offering to pay him
talking about
$500
Summer
if he can
doesn't,
say
you
human
know,
feces.
I don't give a fuck.
dare I say, and I know a lot of you are going to be like, what the fuck? I mean, obviously, yes, keep her name and face out there for sure, of course. I'm not saying not to do that, but to sit here and go over everything in the case over and over and over and over and over again, what it does is, whether you like it or not, as it's spinning, it's attracting and picking up things on that road. Dirt, debris, things that don't matter, things that make it harder for law enforcement to conduct an actual investigation. They've already complained about this. They did this a year ago. A year ago, the TBI went live and held a press conference and said that all of the social media chitter chatter has been their biggest Achilles heel in their investigation. So it's not going to help Summer's case in any way, shape, or form if Don Wells keeps going on YouTube channels, A, and B, we continue to start going over all of the details that we know of the case, or especially all of the stuff that's just hearsay and whatever the fuck Jose said and whatever the fuck Hunter's mom said and whatever Hunter said. None of that shit is helpful to Summer at all. We're not going to solve this. And we may have already damaged the best chance for her to be found by tainting the case and the investigation that the Hawkins County Police Department and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation have already put together. We may have already collectively have destroyed Summer's chances of being found. Because the TBI even said so. So the best thing for us to do is, you know, the community posts, man, great. You know, like picture of Summer, her description, you know, letting people know, hey, don't forget her. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. This is a missing person. Anytime I go to the convenience store, on the lotto machine, I still see a thing on the digital display saying the Amber Alert for Summer Wells. The Amber Alert is still active for Summer Wells. Because I live in Tennessee. And I live on the other end of Tennessee than Rogersville. And I still see it here. So, you know, her name, her face, it's still out there, you know, and we can keep her name and face out there. But what good is it to sit here and start stirring up all of that misinformation that was going on? It's not doing her any good. Isn't that all that matters at this point? Because even though having Don on every YouTube channel in the world, that might do him some good. Sure, great. But is it doing Summer any good? No. I can tell you that right now. It's not. So, yeah, Don, Candace, stay the fuck off YouTube.
Give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about that $500. I just want you to see that you do say shit that you I don't believe that you remember saying.
Okay.
I'm going to play it right here on my phone for you because I can't
hope
get
you
it
save.
up here.
I will wire you $500 literally right now if you can say I said human feces.
I would have, I'm telling you right now, I would have taken that $500. I would have held her to that shit. I would have been like, I want my $500, and I would have donated it to victims of domestic violence in her name. I would have very publicly done that.
Hold on a second. I'm going to have to play the whole clip in my file section. I got the whole clip right here. That's the one I made.
Okay, good enough.
No, this is another thing. Here, I'm gonna unmute you, Crystal. Just be chill. While I find this.
Y'all are killing me in this chat.
I am gonna find it. Just please.
Yeah, I've never said that. I
talking.
haven't even said that in a freaking child custody case before in my life. Give me a break.
I didn't mean to come up here talking to you like that, Betty. Okay,
I'm sure you did.
What all of us do. No, it's just that this is not about the things you're talking
She
about.
won't even accept a humble apology. Like this lady's trying to be classy. She realizes it's Cam's channel. You know what I mean? I don't know who this person is, but she's like, you know, thinking, you know what? It's Cam's channel, and I came out here all wrong, you know. So I want to make it right, and she just wants to like use it to victimize herself and feel sorry for herself. Now I'm sure you did mean it, so no.
Okay, Dawn is in the chat. Everybody's trying.
And
to
Dawn knows I'm being truthful.
Here's the
and
thing.
I was upfront with him. I would never ever say that.
I'm trying to get
do
to
not
the point.
lie. I do not disparage people.
Today alone, you said that Ivan
what?
Brumfield essayed Athena. We have no proof of that. We have no confirmation.
None.
You absolutely lie.
You did. You
Absolutely.
spread so much misinformation.
I did not. It was accurate information.
Yes,
Truth is all about that.
did.
Okay.
No,
Truth is
that's not.
That's your speculation.
None of us are
Not
lost.
like that. No,
We are YouTubers. We are
Outside
on
of
this
Cam,
platform.
how
Listen,
many
please,
people
just
on this channel have been out there in Rogersville outside of Cam? I know Cam's been there because I met him there.
Cam
Thank
lives
God
there.
he actually got off
Me
his ass.
personally, I wouldn't go there. Period.
You didn't go there?
Disrespectful to them neighbors. It's
Because
disrespectful.
if neither one of you guys went there, then this is not a conversation any of you need to have. It's a
I've been there several
me and
times.
Cam need to have.
I've been there several times.
It's disrespectful to Summer that anybody.
just don't put it on
None of
YouTube.
us are police.
Now I'm gonna warn you, it's about to get really interesting. You're gonna have to try to ignore the lady with the green dot that's talking and pay attention to what's said.
We don't have a badge.
I love
We
that. I
have-
don't put it on
we
YouTube.
don't have
I'm a
people.
clickbait bitch. But I don't
No,
put it
hold on.
Hold on. Crystal, can you be hold on. What did you just say?
I said none of us are police.
Not you, Crystal. Not you, Crystal.
Oh,
What did you
shit.
just say, Betty?
I said, you are a clickbait bitch.
I don't even need to screen record it. You can go to Betty's channel right now, look at the titles and look
Oh,
at the
hell
hashtags.
nah.
And you can go to Chasing's channel right now and look at the titles and look at the hashtags. And you can come back and tell me who is the clickbait bitch.
Yeah, that well put. And let me tell you guys something about Chasing Truth, okay? Let me tell you guys something that I observed today. Chasing Truth was covering a trial of a case that I'm not even familiar with. But she was covering a trial. Nobody was talking about her. I've seen Chasing Truth just sitting there talking shit, right? Just talking about just everyday chit chat shit, right? And have fucking 800, 900 people in her chat, right? And just, you know, hey, we're shooting the shit today. And today, she was covering a case that nobody's talking about, a case that I'm not even familiar with. I couldn't even give you the rundown on the case, but there's a trial. I guess there was a family murder, and nobody's talking about it. And Chasing was covering it. 72 people max in her chat, she says. That's not somebody with the clickbait bitch nature, Betty. You, however, are constant clickbait. Let's let's look at something real quick. Let's look at something real quick. I'm going to come back to this, folks. I'm just going to pick a live stream out of a hat. Okay? Let's see. Idaho 4, right? Let's look at the description. Let's look at the description. This is just an Idaho 4 Betty thing. Okay? And here's the description. Okay? Athena Brownfield, tagged, even though it's an Idaho 4 thing. Cyril, tagged. Oklahoma, right? And it shows the last scene stuff. No actual description of her, even though Cherry drops it in my chat every 2 minutes. And then more stuff about Athena here. And then tags Quentin Simon, has nothing to do with anything. Tags all the victims of the Idaho slaying. Tags Quentin Simon. Tags Brian Koberger. Tags Idaho 4. Tags Quentin Simon again. Tags Michael Vaughn. Tags Brian Koberger again. Tags Kylie Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Quentin Simon, Michael Vaughn again, Brian Koberger, Idaho 4, Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison, tag, Stalker Theory, obsessively tagging. Look at this. It goes on and on and on. More and more. Same tags again, running down this, tagging again. These victims' names, tagging. Tags Molly Golightly, Ickadmel, Ryan Upchurch, 10 to Life, Dolly Vision, Chronicles of Oblivious, Justice for All, House of Williams, Jonathan Lee Riches. Why? If she's not a drama channel, then why? You see what I'm saying? If she's not a clickbait bitch, then why is she clickbaiting on every single video? Yeah, super weird. It's fucking super weird. And this is not the first time I've pointed this out. And Toast has pointed this out too. It's super strange. She tags me. She tags Toast in other videos. It's very, very strange.
I'm a clickbait bitch.
Whoa.
You're writing checks your fat ass can't cash. Be fucking careful, okay?
Oh shit!
No, I have not been here talking shit to you. I have been extremely respectful to you. You're a lying fuck. You're lying. You're absolutely lying.
Oh shit!
I've been talking shit about you forever.
That Beantown just done come out. That Beantown just fucking came out.
I can find more clips than Cam can about me talking about human feces. I guarantee you, I can find more Betty out of your mouth than he can talk about human feces.
I'm sure.
I'm still waiting for Cam to come up with the human
It's not even making sense now.
I'm getting it pulled up, but you're talking so much you have to regulate over you.
Yeah, I came up here respectful as hell to you. I don't know why you're being crazy right now.
You mean when you said bitches or supported bitches coming out and harassing me and cyber stalking me?
Who? What are you talking about?
Gotcha.
Cam, can you?
Yeah, nobody's stalking Betty, bro. Like nobody's stalking Betty. Let me tell you something. If you're in my audience and you're stalking Betty, like unsubscribe and stay the fuck away because you are missing the entire essence of what I do here. Okay? I do not condone that shit in any way, shape, or form. Why the fuck would I call her out on doing it if I condone that shit? But I don't believe that. Here's the thing is I don't believe anybody who listens to me would do that. I see a chat full of logical, rational thinkers that I worked hard to build. I worked hard to build this community. I've done this for a long time. and I've stuck to the nature of my content, and I've stuck to my ethics, and I've stuck to my standards, and I haven't faltered or wavered in any way, shape, or form, and it took me a while. But ever since I started this channel, it's built a little bit more and more and more. And I'm always really happy because I'm always very satisfied that I never had to even try. So all I am is grateful to even have an audience, because I feel just the same grateful having 17,000 subscribers as I did when I had 1,000 subscribers. When I first got 1,000, I was like, holy shit. I don't have the sense of entitlement that this person has. And she's the only one that I see that has it, besides MGL and besides the people that she surrounds herself with. Shit, even JLR seems to show more appreciation towards his audience. Even though he's a fucking nut and he sucks at what he does. But even I could say that I think that he actually genuinely feels gratitude for his audience. This woman is incapable of feeling gratitude.
Can you hear me?
Who did I? What are you talking about?
You're associated with all the hate channels. Come on.
Who?
You.
Who am I
Chasing
associated
Truth.
with?
Whoever Chasing
hold
Truth
on.
is.
Who am I
you are
associated with?
Dawn
all
has
of that
something
bullshit.
to say to you.
I have
Here,
no
Dawn
idea.
is on here right quick. We're going to talk about
Well,
Dawn.
good.
Wants to
I
say
hope
something.
Don comes up here and he can tell you I have been.
Here, he's right here on my
respectful
phone.
to him.
Listen, please, you make him lose his job, and you can at least lay him thought.
I made him lose one contracting job, and
Well,
he can
look,
tell
I'm
you
going
I
to
gave
mute
him a
you
lot
so
of
he can
tips.
speak to you real quick. Go.
Let me tell you something, asshole. He lost one contracting job. That means that he was contracted to work on that house. That means that you cost days, to say the least, days of food on his table. You cost him the means. And this is what really pisses me off, because she loves to sit here and talk about how unfit of a parent he is, how unfit of a parent Candace is. But they would rather see them suffer than actually get on the right track and do whatever they can to get their family back and keep their families together. That you guys realize that that's exactly the essence that family court is surrounded by. It's surrounded around. It surrounds, sorry. You realize that's the very core of family court. Family court, the goal is always, at whatever cost, do everything that we can to keep a family together. It's not to take kids away. It's not to separate families. It's to work with families so that they could stay together. If a parent needs rehabilitation, then that's the first step. Okay. But the goal is to eventually get these children back with their loving parents. That's the whole goal. And if she knew anything about the law, she would understand that. But she doesn't. She doesn't come from a good place. This is somebody who just wants to see somebody suffer. So if you're somebody who actually wants to keep a family together and wants somebody who you criticize for not being an up-to-snuff parent, even though you don't get to say who's an up-to-snuff parent because you're not a parent, why in the fuck would you try to sabotage that person's means and effort to keep his family together? Because the first thing is to have steady income. That's the first thing. Have a steady income, go through whatever therapy that you need, whatever. But the idea is to keep a family together. So don't sit here and say that you care about these kids when the best way that we would want to care for these kids is to encourage the parents to better themselves and keep that family together. Now, obviously, if they're horrible people that are constantly abusive, which there's no evidence of, then of course But you don't go and you still don't go and get them fired from their job. They still have a right to make a living. If they're unfit parents, their kids are taken away, so be it. But that doesn't mean that they should be robbed of the basic human right to be able to earn a living and put food in their own mouths. Who the fuck are you to do that? Who the fuck are you to make that kind of decision for somebody else? And they know they can't. So what they did was Karen this. The method in which they did it was the only way they could have actually legally, within the boundaries of the law, do it, which was annoy the fuck out of every other coworker until they were pushed out so they could work in peace. She held everybody else that they work with hostage. Basically, we're going to be here and annoy the fuck out of you unless you get rid of them. That's what they did. That's the lowest, most disgusting, bottom-feeding shit, is to fuck with somebody's livelihood like that in such a cowardly manner. Somebody just trying to earn a living, literally on their hands and knees, covered in fucking drywall. Betty, you're a fucking shitbag, dude.
Go ahead, Don. Go ahead, man. Don't do it, Don. Don't do it, Don.
And I'm sorry about the volume, guys. So what Don is saying so far, if you can't hear, I'm going to do my best to try to understand, but he was saying, this is so fucked up. He started off saying that, and he's saying right now that his house is under construction, something about his mom. And he's right. I never saw one picture that indicated to me that that was not a happy home. Not one. Okay, so all that claim of her being, this is all debunked and shut down right here. So all of that claim of her claiming, oh, I'm still in contact with Don Wells. I'm still in contact with Don Wells. She's a fucking liar, A, because he's sitting there going, this fucking whore got me fucking fired from my job. But it tells me two things: that she is not interested in justice for Summer. She's interested in exploiting Don Wells. That's all this has ever been about. That's all this has ever been about.
That's Don. I'm gonna get you done before you say anything else.
Bullhorn Betty, you ain't nothing but a fucking scumbag, he said.
Okay, so listen, he has every right to be upset. I'll unmute you now. He has every right to be upset. He can't work because of you. He's emphatically
no, he
because
can't
of
work
you.
because of him.
Because of you. They won't hire him
because
back
of his actions. I'm not the one with a missing kid.
Can you
I'm
hear
not
me,
the one
Cam?
that has a drug problem.
Yeah,
I'm not the one that has.
Okay, hold on. Hey, Betty. Okay, you muted her? Oh, my God.
Look at her go.
Okay, hey, Betty. It's Fizzle. We spoke once before. I don't watch you, so I don't really know your track record, even though that's what, you say you have a good one. Please don't do that. But I do want to see if possibly you can list what you feel like your list of accomplishments are in the pursuit to find the truth for Summer Wells.
Oh, sure. I'd be happy to. Not just Summer Wells, but let's take it a step back. Gabby Petito.
No. Just Summer.
Just Summer. No, shut
just
up.
Summer.
If you want me to talk.
No. I asked you a specific question, which requires a specific answer. That's all.
Oh, what about Don Wells?
See, Betty's at that point where she would put her hands on somebody. She just told this person who was actually being very respectful and asked her a very direct question. She just told her to shut the fuck up, like in a really, really aggressive manner. Betty trying to convince us all that she is not an aggressor is laughable.
Summer, what are your list of accomplishments in the pursuit of finding Summer Wells?
Sure. We exposed the fact that there were sexual indiscretions going on in that house. We have exposed the fact that there were walls not protecting a bathroom in which all children see. We exposed the fact.
Exposing a fact, folks. Stay with me. Exposing a fact requires one thing and one thing in particular. Evidence. Proof. Exposing a fact requires evidence or proof. You have provided nothing.
Fact that Don Wells, his wife, and all the people that were involved in this were in that home doing things that they shouldn't be. We also learned that Candace, Hunter's first experience with a woman was with Candace. We heard that Don Wells took advantage of a woman on the couch. We have exposed a lot of things, from abuse to sexual abuse to.
Now, I don't know if this is true, but what she's talking about and what she's saying, if this thing about Hunter and Candace is not true, I mean, she's slandering a minor. There's got to be a crime, you know what I mean? There's got to be a law against her saying those things about a minor.
To otherwise from that
we have all of these things that she claims that she has exposed, or she says so her group has exposed, are rumors from social media. Some might be true, we don't know, but they're all unconfirmed rumors from social media, and she didn't expose them. They've been talked about in this case since the very beginning. Since day one, the Facebook groups were going wild with stuff. It didn't start with Bullhorn Betty.
All right, hold on, Kim. So Betty, my question is a list of accomplishments, not a list of accusations.
Oh, no, these are not a list of accusations. When you have people with firsthand knowledge that come forward and say,
yeah, Compost Tacos says, who wants to do a slumber party with BHB? Well, I'm telling you right now, last one to hit the like is attending a slumber party with BHB. I'm telling you that shit right now. Last one to hit the like is snuggled up.
Say these things have happened. Those are evidentiary value.
No, Betty, because then anyone could just come online or on any social media platform and claim anything that they want to claim, and we're supposed to take that as fact. That's not how it works. That's not having evidence of fact. That is gathering.
And you'd think a true crime creator would know that.
Speculation. That's all that is.
How has it resulted in finding Summer, because she's still missing?
Because they've taken that poor child and dumped her somewhere. And
you don't know that, and you cannot prove that.
She has most likely been moved.
You didn't answer the question. You deflected.
You don't know that. You cannot prove that, so you can't say that is an accomplishment.
That is untrue. All of us that are sitting here in the chat, the only person that has spoke to the actual detective is
man, it would take me forever to find it, man. But who put up the short of BHB showing her hair bleach? Like, yo, I'm telling you, right? Like, she put it up. Like, it was a fucking tub, dude. It was like this. It was massive, bro. It was like a 5-gallon fucking thing of ice cream, is what that shit looked like. Maybe I'm exaggerating because I was just so shocked at how fucking massive this was. Like, who needs that much fucking hair bleach, bro? Like, that was crazy. Like, you just confirmed all of the fucking hair jokes. All of the hair jokes. Yo, God, I wish I knew where that was. I would show it right now. Oh, man, if anybody who's got a wrench knows who has that, fucking drop it in chat, dude. Send it to me, please. Because that shit, I was like, what? Nuh-uh. Because I saw, like, the title, and I was like, nuh-uh. And then I was like, no, lady, like, who the fuck needs that much fucking, oh my God. Like, Costco fucking hair bleach. It was insane. Like, imagine that shit. dude, you could have fucking like, what does she do? She's just like fucking. When it gets low, does she just like put it on her fucking head like a bucket of KFC, like Buckethead from Limp Bizkit? I'm just just moving it around like I want to get all what's left. I want all that shit that's left in the corners and shit of the tub. I want that shit all up in there. Like really like getting deep in there. Oh fuck yeah. Yeah. Like I could totally just see that shit going down, bro. I could totally see that happening. Because that's a good glob. Gotta re-up. Like, does she buy like 2 or 3 of them at a time? Like, does she does she like show up to Costco with a shopping cart or with a fucking like a pallet cart like you got at Home Depot? Just fucking load up. I've never seen like who buys that much fucking hair bleach, bro. Audie T, thank you. Finally, I understand what you're saying. I finally understand the basic background of this. Okay, cool. Think about that shit. Yeah, I mean, does she wear protective eyewear? Does she put like Vaseline along her forehead so it doesn't fry her forehead? Like that shit is crazy how much fucking hair bleach that was.
Investigating these cases is us, me and the team.
That's
We
not
have
true.
documented.
You're
That's
crazy
not
if you
true at
think that
all.
You're the only person on YouTube who has spoke with the investigators surrounding Summerwell's case. And even if you were the only ones to.
But she never spoke with any investigators surrounding the Summer Wells case. That's the funny thing. Cam has, but she hasn't. Cheesy Weezy, thank you so much. Heels video, hair tips on a budget. Heels video, hair tips on. Oh, okay. So it is Heels. Okay, we're gonna get into that after this.
But you're not.
Thank you.
Secretly recording them doesn't mean you're in cahoots or you have any extra knowledge that
Right.
no one else
Betty,
has.
if you're talking to firsthand sources, and so are all the people. No. You've said your list.
We've already heard it. It's been on your channel multiple times. You're
And it's not
spewing a
evidence.
lot of misinformation. That's not evidentiary facts.
I disagree that it's accomplished nothing. You have accomplished nothing.
And now the
No. Because just
now the defense, and she's yelling, "No! What have you accomplished?" Like, here's the thing about that. Before Fizzle answers that, I'm gonna go ahead and say, the only thing that I've accomplished is helping spread awareness on the dangers of misinformation. I feel like that's something of an accomplishment to a certain degree, little bit, not much, but something. But it's definitely more than anything that Betty has accomplished. But here's the thing, is what she's doing and how she's trying to accomplish it, that's detrimental. She doesn't seem to understand that. It's not her place. That's why you don't get to sit here and when someone says, "What have you done?" and you can't answer the question and you answer with, "Well, what have you done?" The answer, the clear answer is, I'm not saying that I'm trying to make a difference in the Summer Wells case. I'm not out there putting myself in positions to where I am overstepping my boundaries to where I can actually damage or hinder her chances of actually being found. You're the only one doing that. Nobody else other than the idiots that she travels with can say that. Only her and the idiots that she travels with have actually done something firsthand to hinder the investigation. Literally only them. So her argument is absolutely moot. Because you could sit here and say, well, what have you done to help the investigation? Well, I've done nothing like you, except What I have not done that you have done is hinder the investigation, is hinder her chances of being found. Unreal.
It's just about every creator in this community has talked to people who have given firsthand knowledge. Yet Summer is still missing. Summer is still missing.
Accomplishments in solving
Summer is still
So
missing.
it's all on Bullhorn Betty. Yes, once again, nobody else takes responsibility on this channel other than Bullhorn Betty. What?
Wow.
Hey, look, I'm going to mute you right now so you can hear you freaking.
He's Karening the fuck, like he's calling her on her Karen. She's just having a total Karen fit.
Insane woman. Listen, you.
I gotta agree with Cam here. You are coming off as crazy.
Totally. Hold on.
Insane.
Bullhorn Betty. Betty. Yes, once again, nobody else takes responsibility on this channel other than Bullhorn Betty. What?
Hey, look, I'm going to mute you right now so you can hear you freaking insane woman. Listen, you.
I gotta agree with Cam here. You are coming off as crazy.
Totally nuts. Patty Wag, thank you. Your channel actually made me not go off my emotions and stick with facts. Proof. Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. That means a lot to me, hearing that.
Don't have any accomplishments. Everything you came out and said was straight speculation. You have nothing to back it up. Oh, you can flip somebody off. You're really good at that. You went off speculation.
Look at that. She's a child.
Anybody and everybody that thought that they could get a little bit of airtime to try to bash the whales, and you called it facts. You came out and said there were 20 dogs. There was a bit of airtime to try to bash the whales, and you called it facts. You came out and said there were 20. You went off.
That's crazy.
Don't have any accomplishments. Everything you came out and said was straight speculation. You have nothing to back it up. Oh, you can flip somebody off. You're really good at that. You went off speculation.
Wow.
You went off anybody and everybody that thought that they could get a little bit of
professional
to try to bash the whales, and you called it facts. You came out and said there were 20 dogs. There was no other entrances into the whales property. That was a lie. You spread misinformation after misinformation until it finally caught up to you. You didn't know where to search. Nobody wanted you there. You went into a church and filmed a little girl with a spy pen in a church. Robin, like you had.
I did not do that, Cam.
No, you didn't. But if you're going to take the accomplishments of your team, then you also have to take the negative things of your team. And your team absolutely did that.
Marissa did.
Thank you, Chronicles.
You were part of that.
Because somebody else did it? So because
Jones in, thank you so much. Patty Whack Awareness Gang.
Can you imagine where all of our lives would be right now? And furthermore, what have each and every one of you guys have done? Penny just asked me a specific question, and I'm going to turn that around and ask you guys, what have you guys done in that same vein? What have each and every one of you guys done? When she asked me that, what have you guys have done?
There is absolutely nothing that I specifically have done that has accomplished the task of finding Summer. And I am not so big that I cannot admit that. There is nothing that I have done that has resulted. If you don't shut the entire fuck up and let me answer the question.
Little girl, you ain't got no fucking balls for Bullhorn Betty.
Okay, so Fizzle made a good point, but here's the thing: Fizzle, I have to disagree with Fizzle on that. Because I know that Fizzle has spread her on social media. She spread her description and actual facts about the case. So she's done her part. She just didn't step outside of her boundaries. She did exactly what somebody who law enforcement and conducting this investigation would actually want someone in her position to do, and use your platform wisely. Use it in a very productive manner. Because yes, if you have social media and you have just a few followers, if you have 30 people following you on a social media platform, that's 30 people that could possibly share your post and spread the awareness of the fact that Summer's missing and that Summer's description. So yeah, I think that Fizzle did plenty. She did exactly what she was supposed to do. So for her to say that she didn't do anything, I understand where she was coming from by answering it that way, but no, she has done a lot. A lot of people have in this community.
First of all, you asked me the question. I'm going to answer.
Not worth my time. What are you at, Cam?
But you sure was sitting up in here, wasn't you? You wasn't you?
Viewers? Good luck with that.
Oh,
I
I'm-
just gave you the biggest boost of your career tonight.
it's all about
Fuck all of
Wow.
you. You guys don't know what the hell you guys are talking
Now,
about.
listen,
None of you
don't
guys
go
have been
nowhere.
out there.
She's like a wrestling heel. You know what makes people hate wrestling heels so much? At least the ones from back in the day, right? The old school ones. And I think the ones currently too. I just don't watch wrestling anymore. But what made the crowd hate them was their delusions of grandeur. That's what made them so hateable. You know, when you saw somebody who called themselves the king and they showed up, like Ric Flair was so hateable because he would come out to that graduation music, you know, and with a big robe, a big flashy robe, and like, with hair looking just like Betty's, and just, that made people go, boo, oh, look, yes, the arrogance. And she's talking just like one. I just boosted your career. You know, like, yeah, me coming out here and acknowledging you and acknowledging the things that you're saying. I just boosted your career, bud. You'll never get a title shot because you're not worthy to be in the ring with me. That's that kind of bullshit promo shit that she sees herself the way that a wrestling act behaves. It's insane. Like a dude whose job it is to be as hated as possible because it puts asses in seats, who's actually a really nice guy behind the scenes, but his job to be a total piece of shit because it puts asses in the seats because people love to hate him, which is an act. She actually sees herself this way. That should give you a level of, or at least an idea of how insane she is. Wow.
There, except Cam.
It's going to get a little uglier here before we leave. But also, Chasing told you earlier she had been out there, but you're not drinking, are you?
And Chasing Truth,
no,
fuck
listen.
you too. Go back to your fucking cunt share.
Wow.
This lady,
Oh,
what?
boy, she-
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what
I have no idea what even.
Chasing. You want to speak now?
Dude, if I acted like that on a panel, if I acted the way she did on a panel, my whole fucking audience that I've built this entire time would turn on me. They would fucking turn on me. Like, it's crazy. It's so bizarre that she has actually built her channel on being like that. But mostly denying being like that. Because she's going to explain it to her audience like, yeah, I told them what's up. They're haters just trying to bring me down. What? No, you rage quit. You freaked out. Everybody was respectful towards her on that panel. Just Debbie, thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being here. Unreal, dude. All right. Okay. Here we go. As promised, folks. As promised. Now, you got to get the full, like...
And Andrew pay to get
This is Heels in the Air. This is a Heels in the Air video right here.
that blonde. You know what? It's so expensive for me.
God, bro.
I do it myself.
Oh.
Do it at home, baby. Look how big this thing is. That's how much bleach.
Oh my
lasts
God,
me probably maybe 2 months. No, I'm just joking. It'll last me about 6 months.
That's a fucking tub, dude. Like, what? What? Man, I hope she doesn't keep that shit in the fridge, man. Because one day, I'm telling you, it's going to happen for her. One day, she's going to get drunk at the bar and some dude is actually going to go home with her. It's going to happen for her one day. She's been striking out relentlessly forever. She comes on here and then she fucking complains about it and bitches about being lonely. It's a whole spectacle, and it just, again, it makes for great content every time. But one of these days, she's not going to strike out. Some dude is going to be so hard up that he's going to go home with her, and he's going to go in the fridge and think that that's like cottage cheese. And he's going to get a big spoonful of it and go, what the fuck? And then that dude's teeth, his smile is going to be white for like ever. He's going to be dead, but he's going to have a really white smile. Like, that's what that shit is. That's basically Joker toxin. There's some dude's going to end up going home with her, and she's not going to get charged with nothing because it's not really her fault. You know, it's not malicious, but she's going to get charged. She's not going to get charged, but it's going to be like the autopsy photos. It's going to be like that of like Joker toxin, where the dude is just going to be like this. Because that's going to be the last expression he had. Like, what did I just swallow? And he's going to have the whitest teeth ever. Because he's going to mistake that tub for cottage cheese. It's a shame. Rest in peace, Betty Booty Call. I gotta quit hitting this shit right here. Betty Booty Call. Rest in peace, Betty Booty Call. That dude a shrine. Poor guy. He was a brave soul. He sacrificed himself for the greater good. Put Betty in a good mood for at least a week. Sacrificed himself, the ultimate sacrifice for the greater good. Guy's a hero, people. The Betty Booty Call man's a hero, right? Died a hero. Probably added a couple years on Betty's life because it's one less. Got a spoonful, which is one less hair bleaching. Probably shaved some mortality off of her life. Did Betty a solid. Got her another 3 months with a full head of hair. Oh man, I should be in detention, bro. Oh my God. Dude. I'm telling you, it's going to happen for her. I believe that Betty is one day going to get a booty call. It's going to happen. Chaotic artist Anita Sparrow, thank you. All I heard as I came in was Betty Booty Call. Hi, Blair. How you doing? I'm doing good. Thank you, Anita. Come on, Chasey. You know this. Okay? You know this. I'm like John Constantine, man. Like, I'm already damned. Fucking smoke them if you got them. Cares? And fuck y'all. Y'all were laughing. So you all are accomplices. We'll all hear about it. That's for sure. When it happens, we'll all hear about it. Now, not if he dies from an unfortunate cottage cheese hair bleach mix up. If that's how he goes on, then we'll read about it online. But yeah, we won't hear about it from her. But if Betty Booty Call survives, Betty will let us know. She'll make sure to let us know. I promise. She'll know for sure. We'll all know for sure. Betty will say, woohoo! JC says, I'm gonna talk to Jesus later. Ask him if he remembers me. Oh man. All right, guys. That's gonna be it for me. I love you guys very much. Thank you for all your support. Remember, last one to hit the like ends up snuggling, ends up Betty's booty call themselves. Just an innocent slumber party, and you get to put Betty's hair in pigtails. Okay? Love you guys. We will do this again very soon, my friends.